of the atmosphere. And when you look at number 99, I mean, he's got, well, stats galore.
Yeah, I mean, you look at him statistically, he's number one all time. Nine times the most valuable player in the league, the scoring champ 10 times, the all-time leader in goals, assists, and of course, he's won 4 Stanley Cups. And Mike Keenan was saying today, he said, all the stats are great, and we think he's going to, play. He said, but the important thing is that we brought a guy in here that can take this group of players that we have and bring them all together, the old guys, the young guys, and bring them all together and provide the leadership we're looking for.
With Los Angeles is now history. Gretzky is in a Blues sweater. Jack Quinn, the Blues president, is here. Mike Keenan, of course, the GM, is here. And so is Mike Barnett, Wayne Gretzky's agent. What does he think of it all?
Well, we've had great experiences in dealing with the Blues over the years. Primarily Brett Hull's contract, several other players. I find them a team that are forthright and honorable, and you're always in a negotiation trying to find a definition of what's reasonable, trying to find out what's fair, and the Blues have repeatedly shown us that they have a willingness to be fair.
No question that Michael Barnett and the Blues hoping to get a new contract for Wayne Gretzky in the very near future. We must remember that while the of North America and hockey is on Wayne Gretzky, there's still a lot going on with these two teams battling to finish as high as they can in the West.
Yeah, well, there's a good chance right now that the Blues and the Vancouver Canucks will meet each other in the first round of the playoffs. The Blues have been moving up in the West. Vancouver has been moving up. Toronto has been going south. They've been going the other way. So this is an important game for the Blues. They're 1 point ahead of Vancouver and trying to get that home ice playoff advantage.
Everybody is talking about what Wayne Gretzky will do to help Brett Hull, and everybody knows he should really help Brett score more goals. But Rob Ramage, I wonder, is there another area on the ice that'll be helped by Wayne Gretzky being with the club?
Oh, without a doubt, Kenny. Wayne Gretzky is a defenseman's delight. You're playing with him. He's got such great ability of seeing that ice. Any Blues defenseman that jumps into play is going to be able to get a nice pass from Wayne Gretzky. Chris Pronger is very excited about it.
Well, I think with Wayne Gretzky, I think he's going to add a new dimension to my game. I think joining the play and coming in late, he likes to look for that third, fourth, and sometimes fifth guy, and I think all the defensemen are going to enjoy that coming into play and getting the puck late. And usually when you're coming in late like that, there's a little lane to the net. Add a little more offense to the team that way. And
nothing like getting a few cookies from a forward for a defenseman going to the net. Now, normally at Blues Canucks games, we'll be talking about the Twister and Gino Ojic, some of the former Blues players now playing for the Canucks. Hey, who cares about that now? We're talking about Wayne Gretzky and what he brings to the Blues, and hopefully he's a big game player. He can bring that game to the fore tonight. I'm pumped. How about you guys?
Everybody is pumped here in Vancouver, GM Place. The Blues with Wayne Gretzky taking on the Vancouver Canucks. It's the coolest game on earth, and this is St. Louis hockey.
Command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the Pilgrim strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. We stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Richard Loney with tonight's Canadian and American national anthems. The goaltenders for tonight's game, playing in his 62nd consecutive game, will be Grant Fuhr. Fuhr comes in with a record of 26 wins, 21 losses, 11 ties on the year, 2.82 goals against average. And in goal for the Vancouver Canucks, it'll be the veteran Kirk McLean, 12, 14, and 8 on the year. 3.48 the goals against average. Tonight's starting goaltenders are brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. The officials for tonight's game, our referee is Dan Marawelli, the linesman Brad Lazarowicz, and Jay Sharps.
They're ready to drop the puck at center ice. Wayne Gretzky, the Blues' new captain, facing off against Trevor Linden. And Linden wins the draw to Merzen, who's on defense with Lume, who takes a pass. Up to center ice, Blues intercept. Barron shoots the puck in. Gretzky at center, Hull on one wing, Corson on the other. Up to Jelena. He shovels the puck ahead, and here's MacInnis in his own end. Chased by Linden. He flings the puck far side for Hull. He'll tip it by, has a partial break, and he shoots! And McLean makes a fabulous save on Hull. Puck shot wide of the Vancouver net. Linden a pass for Russ Courtnall. On with Jelena. Now back to Linden, moving in on the near left wing. Into the circle. Quick shot wide of the far post. Lume at the far point. Keeps the puck in. Then it's gloved down by Corson. The team's ready to change. Corson over the red line. Then he's slowed up. And the puck played by Merzen to the red line. Here's MacInnis shoveling it back to his defense. Kravchuk, right wing for Noonan. Dana Merzen intercepts, lumbers in on the left wing, and the play offside. The Canucks offside at the St. Louis blue line. Still in the first minute of play in Vancouver, and there's no score.
Well, Wayne Gretzky is going to start seeing more ice time than he saw in Los Angeles. Mike Keenan said he'll play him tonight as much as he possibly can. Wayne Gretzky told Mike, play me as much as you can. Let's not forget, while he was playing in Los Angeles, they played 4 lines, and Gretzky averaged about 16 minutes a game. And he was telling me that it might take him 4 or 5 games to get in the type of game shape that he's going to need to be in to play for Mike Keenan.
Face off in the neutral zone. Canucks shoot the puck in. Pure side of the net has it. Drives it up the glass. Blues can't get out. Hedican a long shot and an easy save for Pure. Pronger with a puck. He's on with Kravchuk. Pronger pokes the puck to Hudson. He is on with Howard-Chuck and Noonan, and the pass too far. Played ahead by Rolene, and then the puck deflected into the Vancouver players' bench across the way. So we have a stoppage in play, still very early and no score.
And the most dangerous Canuck player that the Blues are really going to have to keep an eye on in this game, Alexander Mogilny. Boy, what a terrific year he is having. 49 goals on the year. 90 points, which puts him in 6th place in the NHL scoring race. He is one explosive player.
And he is on with Ronning and Tikkanen. That's Alex Mogilny, number 89. Blues shoot the puck in. Pearson behind the Vancouver net. Can't center. Then Hudson with a puck. Now Pearson in the far corner to the circle. A shot deflects behind the net. And Hudson is there. Hudson trying to center, but he's well covered by Rolene. Then Pearson knocks the puck away. Howard-Chuck takes it. It's poked up to Tikkanen. And the Canucks on the attack. Tikkanen works in. Right wing to Mogilny. Back for Tikkanen. Knocked away. Pearson clears the puck to center ice. Offgoing has it. Now to Tikkanen, the ex-Blues player. He's at his own line. Vancouver changing. So are the Blues. Up to the center circle. Tikkanen at the blue line. A drive that tests Fjord, and he makes the save. Kravchuk can't clear. Ronning steals the puck. Kravchuk sweeps it away behind the net. Then Pronger loses the puck. It's center. Here's a chance, and a shot blocked by Kravchuk initially, and the second effort goes high and wide by Gino Ojic. And a loose puck at the St. Louis line. Played ahead, Mateau to Pearson. He loses the puck, and the Canucks have it at their own line. To center ice. Kuchera. He feeds into the slot. No one there. Ojic far corner. Bumped by Mateau. Then Baranik gets hit. Ojic centers. And Walker can't make the play, and the Blues have the puck in their own end. It's cleared to center ice by Ken Sutton. Now back to the Vancouver end. Off going ahead to Walker. Down near left wing for Kuchera, the veteran defenseman, and he'll shoot the puck in. Wells is back. Gets the puck ahead, and it deflects to the great one. Gretzky up the right wing. Over the line. Drops it for Corson. And a pass in front for defenseman Ken Sutton. Knocked away. He gets the puck to Hull. Behind the net to Gretzky. A pass in front rejected. Gretzky behind the net again in front to Hull. He shoots. Oh, a great save by McLean to Rob Hull. And the puck cleared ahead to center ice. Here's Baranik. Over the line to Jelena. Jelena shot high and wide. Russ Courtnall knocks the puck down. Sutton has lost his glove. Can't clear it out initially. Gets the puck again. Up to Gretzky, now right wing to Hall. Hall at the red line, back to Gretzky, over the line with Corson. And a pass in front goes right to McLean. He'll make a save, then loses the puck. Gretzky in front to Barron, a shot! Oh, and a sensational sliding save by Kirk McLean to rob Murray Barron. And oh, have we seen some sensational passing here in the first period by number 99, Wayne Gretzky. There's no score. The Blues and the Canucks. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
And Twist has the hat trick.
Okay, so maybe 3 goals in a season isn't a hat trick, but this is. It's a cool Blues Bud Ice ball cap, and you could win one in a game in early March. Each game, 1,100 lucky fans have the opportunity to win one of these, if you're in the right seat. Which seat? Up here! Or these? This one? Nah, anywhere! Over here!
The great one and Brett seem to be clicking here early. Gretzky from behind the net. There's Hall in perfect position. The shot is actually blocked by the defenseman on the play.
From the face-off, quick stoppage of play as the puck ends up in the trapper of Kirk McLean. And we'll have a face-off in the Vancouver zone, and Wayne Gretzky is right back on the ice. Gretzky, Corson, and Hall, as Joe points out, are going to see a lot of ice time. And boy, the impression that Gretzky has made early has been amazing. Boy, does he add a dimension?
Wow, and you can see Brett, every time Brett gets the puck, what's he do? He looks for Wayne to get him the puck, and then he goes for the opening, which he does so well.
Lume controls, now to Jelena, still deep in the Vancouver end. Hall steals, Hall in front, a pass for Gretzky, knocked away, and Vancouver on the attack. Russ Courtnall who can fly over the red line. Right wing to Linden, he'll stop, and the play is offside. The Canucks offside at the St. Louis blue line. We're just 5 seconds shy of the 4-minute mark. No score, first period.
And how about the class of Shane Corson to voluntarily give up his captaincy when the trade was made to bring in Wayne Gretzky? He did not hesitate at all. He talked about a good team guy. That's Shane Corson. And he's also familiar with Wayne Gretzky. He played left wing back in 1991 along with Gretzky at center for Canada in the Canada Cup Series.
Mike Keenan wanting Corson on the left wing. He's been playing some center. Everybody figures he's a better left wing. And, of course, for Brett and Wayne, he provides a physical presence. Now the Blues trying to get out of their own end. Pearson stopped at center ice. Hedican skates back in his own end with a puck. He feeds it over to Rolene. Then a pass ahead too far for Jim Dowd. And the Blues defenseman Kravchuk knocked down. The puck slides deep into the Vancouver end. Hedican near his net. Up on the near boards for Stoyanov. He's checked. Howardchuk trying to center. Puck knocked away. Stoyanov up at the red line as Twist and Hunter mix it up away from the play. Now pass from Rolene. Intercepted at center ice. Pearson, long shot. And that's wide of the mark, and both teams are changing. No score first period. Pearson trying to forecheck. Gets bumped off the puck. Here's Cliff Ronning. Ahead to Stoyanov. At center ice for Merzen. Tipped away by Pronger, and circling back in his own zone, Ronning. Over far side to Russ Courtnall. Near wing to Jelena. Moving in, getting around Pronger. He's in alone. He shoots. And his backhander stopped by Pure. And we have a penalty coming up here. Then Corson and Linden get in a shoving match across the way. And they're separated quickly. Boy, what a great save there by Grant Pure.
Well, Martin Jelena has good speed and he has strength. And what he was able to do is protect the puck with his body, put the puck in a position to get around Pronger, and then take the shot. Protects the puck, then goes to his backhand, and an excellent save by Grant Fuhr. So quick moving from his right to his left. And then after the shot, he was pulled down by Igor Kravchuk. And the Vancouver Canucks will have the first power play of the evening.
5:02 is the time of the penalty. Kravchuk takes a hooking penalty, and Vancouver will go to work on the power play. They're successful 18% of the time, 15th in the league. The Blues penalty killing, successful 83% of the time. They're 10th in the league. Blues win the face-off, and Barron slaps the puck the length of the ice. Barron and MacInnis, Hall and Gretzky killing the penalty for the Blues. Canucks in their own zone. They're on the attack with a power play. Linden carries into the Blues end to Mogilny in front. Linden tipped right on, and Pure the save again. Back to the point to Rolene. Near point to Lume. Rink-wide pass off the far boards to Tikkanen. He leaves the puck. Barron intercepts and clears it the length of the ice. Well, the spotlight definitely is on Wayne Gretzky. But already in this first period, we've seen another ex-Edmonton Oiler and Stanley Cup winner named Grant Fuhr make 2 or 3 terrific saves.
Good point.
Now the Canucks work in. Here's Linden into the slot. Lume fakes a pass and a shot. And Corson knocks the puck away and shoots it the length of the ice. Both teams are changing. Just shy of the 6-minute mark. First period up to Mogilny at center ice. He works in. Hit by Howard-Chuck. Mogilny seemed to scream at the referee, and Pronger shoots the puck the length of the ice. Now the Blues have Noonan and Zezel. Good to see Peter Zezel back, killing the penalty up front with Wells and Pronger. Ronning to the red line. Shoots the puck in off the stick of Wells into the corner. Zezel back. Now behind his net. Plays it up the boards for Wells. He can't in. Near point. Shot right on. Oh, and a big save by Fuhr on Kuchera. Far point, puck kept in by Aucoin. Ronning takes an elbow, and there'll be a penalty called. As whistle stops play, there'll be a penalty called. Wells ends up hurt, hobbling behind the net, but a big elbow into the face of Cliff Ronning. And the Blues now will be 2 men short.
Now it's a difficult position for the Blues. 32 seconds remaining on the initial penalty. Igor Kravchuk. Wells going after Ronning, and just gets his arm up on the play. His left glove goes into the face of Ronning, and then as Wells was skating away, Ronning with the slash to the back of the leg of Jay Wells. That's why he went down behind the net.
32 seconds remaining in the initial penalty.
I believe what we have here are coincidental minors. Yes, we do. Cliff Ronning also in the penalty box for Vancouver, along with Jay Wells. So we'll continue to play 5-on-4 for the next 32 seconds.
Now the face-off in the Blues zone. Puck kept in at the point by Aucoin to Baranik. Then he loses it as Barron steals and shoots the puck down the ice. So Ronning takes the penalty along with Wells. Blues are a man short. It's 5-on-4 at center ice. Baranik, left wing pass too far. The puck the length of the ice, but Fuhr plays it. And around the far side, Baranik sending the puck behind the Blues net. Here's Russ Courtnall coming up along the near boards. He turns, shoots the puck towards the net. It's knocked down. MacInnis to Gretzky. A pass for Hull knocked away. Now Gretzky gets a feed from MacInnis and a pass back. Tipped away. Gretzky gets knocked down. They like it in Vancouver. Baranik works into the Blue zone. Quick shot. That's wide of the mark. Pronger takes the puck off the boards, and referee Dan Maruelli stops play and indicates he may call another penalty. Wells and Ronning go off at 6:30. Roughing on Wells, slashing on Ronning. Meanwhile, the Kravchuk penalty is over. No score first period. This is St. Louis Blues. 7:17. The Blues take a penalty for too many men on the ice. Krister Olsson will serve it. So the Blues are short-handed again. No score first period. Face off in the Blue zone. Puck comes to the near point to Lume. Along the boards, Linden. Cross-check down by Barron. Gets the puck to Tikkanen. He centers, and MacInnis intercepts and drills the puck the length of the ice. Now Linden and Corson do some slashing at center ice. Hull and Corson, Barron and MacInnis killing the penalty. Canucks control behind their net. It's Jyrki Lume with a puck. No score in the first period. 1:35 to go in Vancouver's second power play. Linden works in on the right wing. Takes the puck behind the net. Gets checked by Murray Barron. Near corner, Mogilny. Back to the near point to Lume. Lume skates along the blue line. Feeds right point to Rolin. Then ahead to Tikkanen. Tikkanen moves to the top of the right wing circle. Then feeds into the far corner to Mogilny. Linden is in the slot. Out to the blue line to Rolin. Back on the far right wing to Mogilny. Now in behind the net to Tikkanen. Back to Mogilny. Straight away Rolin. Top of the right circle. Mogilny. Side of the net. Tikkanen in front for Linden. Backhand shot. The save. And he covers the rebound. Then Tikkanen takes a cross-check from Corson. And we've got a stoppage in play. The Blues are shorthanded. No score here in the first period. And let's pause for station identification. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
No ticket? No problem. We've got Gretzky at home Tuesday only on St. Louis 11.
Grant Fuhr has been sharp here in the first period. He has to make another save. This time it's Trevor Linden, number 16, set up in front. He has to go to his backhand. He lets it go quickly, and Grant Fuhr with the right hand was able to come across. Boy, a quick right hand glove save by Grant Fuhr on the hard backhand by Trevor Linden.
Blues are shorthanded for 57 seconds. There's no score first period to Kuchera at the left point. Along the near boards, Courtnall. Power play, Vancouver. Top of the circle, a shot blocked by Pronger. In front. Baranek can't get a stick on it. And Howard Chuck along the far boards, flips it ahead, not out, off Coyne. At the right point, behind the net to Russ Courtnall. He takes a hit from Pronger, who flips the puck up the boards. Howard Chuck tied up. Here's Jelena. Side of the net to Courtnall, in front for Baranek, and he's covered. Then off Coyne moves in to Baranek. Near circle to Russ Courtnall. Russ Courtnall, top of the circle, side of the net, Baranek, pass in front, and Kravchuk knocks it away, sliding on the ice, and Howard Chuck shoots the puck the length of the ice. Baranek behind the play, knocked down, and the fans here in Vancouver thinking there should have been another penalty against the Blues. Now 8 seconds to go, and the penalty being served by Olsen. To center ice, Baranek hit by Barron, but Josef Baranek has the puck ahead on the near left wing, too far, and Olsen back on. Back to play the puck, MacInnis, a whistle and an icing call against Vancouver with 10:38 remaining in a scoreless first period here at GM Place in Vancouver.
Now the Blues have done a good job of penalty killing Vancouver, moving the puck around well, looking for the perfect shot. They got it a couple of times, but Grant Fuhr was there to make the saves. Wayne Gretzky, we talked about him playing 16 minutes a game in L.A. He's played half this period, hasn't he? We played less than 10 minutes, and he's had to be out there 5 of that at least.
He will pass 16 minutes of ice time fairly early in the second period, believe me. Blues undefeated in their last 5 on the road. Really playing well lately. First game tonight with Gretzky. Canucks controlling their own end. Now to center ice. It's Jim Dowd, left wing pass, tipped in by Ojic. Hennigan overskates, so does Ojic. Loose puck picked up by Scott Walker. He slams it behind the Blues net, and Barron with it. He clears to center ice. Here's Brett Hennigan. He's on defense with Leaf Rolene. Blues intercept, moving in, Creighton on the far wing. Puck deflects behind the Vancouver net. Goaltender Kirk McLean plays it ahead up the boards to center ice, and Matteau back to cover up. Over far side to Barron. He'll clear to center ice. Here's Dowd. He gets sandwiched right in front of the Blues bench. And they lock the puck against the boards. Now some bumping and shoving. And we've got a stoppage in play. No score first period. Let's see what's going on with Rob Ramage.
Well, Ken, no power plays yet for the Blues. They've had a couple penalty killing opportunities. We've seen Wayne Gretzky out there. We're all anxiously awaiting that first power play. See him set up behind the net. Had a couple good opportunities. He fed Murray Barron and Brett Hall. It's going to be interesting to see once he sets up shop behind that net in the power play. Back upstairs to you guys.
All right, Rob, thank you. In the first intermission tonight, we will visit live with Wayne Gretzky. We'll also show you highlights of his career from age 3 to age 35. And the good news is,
how much time do we have?
There are a lot more highlights. Just a little glimpse.
Long intermission.
Hopefully there'll be a lot more highlights this season and maybe the next couple with Gretzky with the Blues. Over the line, the other end. Hudson as the Blues move through center ice. His shot deflects wide. Hudson in the corner getting a feed from Pearson. Leaves the puck for Corson. Now to Hudson. He's checked by Kuchera. But the Blues doing a good job deep in the Vancouver end. Corson a bit of a slash, knocking Roning's stick away. The puck centered by Hudson, but Canucks intercept and clear the puck down the ice. They're going to wave off icing. Both teams are at full strength. No score first period. 9:18 to go. Kravchuk deep in his own zone. Up the near right wing. Gretzky at center ice. Flips the puck into the Canucks zone. McLean leaves it for Lume behind his net. Now up the near boards to Ronning. He comes to center ice. And a pass that's by everyone. He was shy of the red line. Puck the length of the ice. MacInnis touches it. An icing call against Vancouver.
Now, Mike Keenan was saying today, he was asked a question whether bringing Wayne Gretzky here might change people's thinking, or at least the perception of this not being Mike Keenan's team, but being Wayne Gretzky's team. And he said, hey, I'm all for it. Mark Messier, it was his team in New York, and the reason we brought Gretzky here is to pull this team together, get everyone going, and if he wants to take this thing and run, please do.
I think everybody agrees all anybody wants is a winning team that has a lot of success in the playoffs and has a good shot at getting to the finals, which would give you obviously an excellent opportunity to win the Stanley Cup. That's all anybody wants, from executives, owners, coaches, right down to every fan. As play resumes in the Vancouver zone, there's a knockdown. Hull steals. The pass for Twist tipped away. Now Corson just played on a line. Now Twist replaces him with Hull and Gretzky. Linden through center ice, works in over the right wing, stopped by MacInnis, and the puck at center ice. Played near wing to Jelena. Right wing, Russ Courtnall, bad angle, a shot, bad save. Owen Linden robbed on the rebound by Fjord. Right wing circle, Russ Courtnall trying to get around Gretzky, loses the puck. Hull breaks out up to Twist. He's shy of the red line, dumps the puck in. Merzen back, Hull on his back. But Merzen touches the puck first, icing against the Blues. 8:21 left, first period in Vancouver. The Blues and the Canucks are scoreless. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Fans save 50% off lifetime guaranteed brake shoes and pads at CarX Muffler and Brake. But hurry, these are the final days to get half off brake shoes and pads at CarX. From the face-off in the blue zone, knocked down along the near boards, Brian Noonan, and we have another penalty being called by referee Dan Marawelli.
Well, this time it's going to be against Vancouver, and the Blues will have their first power play. And here comes Wayne, Shane, and Brett Hull. An interference call on the play. Walker takes down, not sure what Blues player was, takes him down as Vancouver controlled the puck in the Blues zone. Scott Walker goes off.
So an interference penalty. Blues go to work on the power play.
Ken, I think if you look at this Blues team, and we've talked about it all season long, where do they need help? Where have they needed help? Number one, at center ice because of their lack of offense coming from that position. Number two, on the power play because they're ranked 20th in the league. And by acquiring Wayne Gretzky, that certainly gives you both, and will be interesting to watch this power play. Gretzky behind the net, Hull in the slot, MacInnis on the right point, Corson in front.
11:45, Walker for interference. The Blues power play, 16th in the 60% rather, 20th in the league, and pulling penalties, Vancouver at 82%, 13th in the league. Gretzky has the puck at his own line, gives it to MacInnis. He feeds it following to Hull. Now a pass hits Linden at center ice, and here's Olsen. Olsen and MacInnis. Gretzky, Corson, and Hull on the power play. Under 8 minutes to go in the first period. There's no score. Not a seat available here in Vancouver. MacInnis' pass over the blue line to Corson. Far side to Hull. Back to the blue line to Olsen, and the puck comes out, and he shoots it back in. Offside, and we'll have a face-off just outside of the Vancouver blue line.
And a pleasant surprise for the Blues has been Krister Olsen. And as we take a look at Brett Hull, like Keenan saying this morning, we brought Gretzky in to bring everybody together, but Hull sees the ice differently than all the other players. We've also brought somebody here that sees the ice like Brett Hull does, and he just thinks Wayne Gretzky is going to make Brett Hull a better player than he's been all season long.
Mike telling us before the game that he just thinks that not only the fact that Gretzky has had all this success with winning teams, but that he'll bring a different feel to the dressing room and a different work ethic to the club that will be a big help also. Left point, Olsen. Blues set up in the power play along the far boards. Hull. He skates to the corner, slams the puck off the boards behind the net around the near side for Gretzky. He likes it on the right wing boards. Out to the blue line to MacInnis. Far point to Olsen. Blues have the man advantage. No score first period. Olsen trying to elude Linden. In the slot, Gretzky backhander, and a great save by McLean. Boy, Gretzky kind of with a spinoramic backhander. That's a play you might see from maybe one or two or three players in the league, and the puck cleared the length of the ice.
If you were at a hockey game at the St. Louis Arena back in 1981, you saw Wayne Gretzky score 4 goals in a period against the Blues, and he scored on one of those spinoramas against Mike Liut.
Wow. Now the penalty with 27 seconds remaining. Walker. Howard-Chuck at center ice, right wing to Creighton, moving in. Creighton stops. Now to MacInnis. His shot off his stick goes wide. Howard-Chuck behind the net, trying to center to Creighton. Puck into the corner. Creighton leaves it for Howard-Chuck out to the point. To MacInnis along the near boards for Howard-Chuck. Howard-Chuck to the top of the circle. Straight away MacInnis. One-timer, he scores! From the blue line, Al MacInnis, a power play goal. And the Blues in the first period take the lead 1-0.
Well, what about passing? How about Dale Howard-Chuck? the perfect pass, how he just lays this out softly, fakes it, and then the little quick hands, the soft pass. You notice how the puck was flat all the way across, and that allowed Al MacInnis to shoot the puck right off the pass. And being a right-handed shot, he didn't have to stop it. And from McLean's viewpoint, he had traffic in front of him, and that shot, hard and low by MacInnis, went through everyone, past McLean, and the Blues lead it 1-0.
That is his 13th of the season. The time of the goal, 13:40. A power play goal. Now the puck deep in the Blues zone, and here's Pronger with it behind the net. He's on with Kravchuk, banks the puck off the glass by Mateau. They wave off icing. McLean out of the crease, has the puck, clears it around near corner, knocked down by Hudson, but out of his reach, and here's Baranek. Far right wing for Scott Walker, trying to catch up with the puck, does. Can't get around Kravchuk, who takes out Walker. Then Mateau comes along. Ojic taken out by Kravchuk. Here's Walker from behind the net, trying to come in front. Now there's going to be a penalty called, and it'll be for hooking, and it'll be against the Blues. Walker trying to tell Dan Maruelli that he broke his leg, got rib injuries, and also got cut, but Dan Maruelli says, no thanks, it's a 2-minute penalty.
And it'll be on Stefan Mateau. Walker from behind the net. Mateau kind of grabs him a little bit, but Walker was trying to cut in close to the net so he could get away from Mateau and still get an opportunity to score. It looked like just a little bump by Mateau, and he was off balance, but the net was blocking the view of Maruelli, who was on the other side, and he calls Mateau for hooking in Vancouver with their third power play of the game.
14:18 is the time of the penalty. And we'll have a face-off deep in the Blues zone. This Vancouver team playing here in this building, GM Place, for the first time this very season. And what's happened? They have not fared anywhere near as well here at home as they have on the road. They're a 500 team, but 4 games over 500 on the road, 4 under here at home. Face-off in the St. Louis zone, and Hull shoots the puck the length of the ice. Again, Mateau takes a hooking penalty, and the Canucks 0 for 2 on the power play. Vancouver with a puck coming up ice, out of their own zone to Lume, up to the red line. He'll slap the puck in around behind the Blues net. Far side, Linden leaves it for Tikkanen. He feeds behind the net to Mogilny into the near corner. Then he fans on a pass. Gretzky can't clear. Lume keeps it in, battling MacInnis along the boards, and MacInnis steers the puck through center ice back into the Vancouver zone. The Blues lead it 1-0. Now the Blues intercept clear to center ice. Now the Canucks shoot the puck in. Blues go back, can't clear. Here's Lume trying to keep it in. He does. Nice move in front. A pass for Mogilny, but he's forced behind the net. The puck looped into the air. Mogilny in the corner, centers. Here's a chance. Lume, right wing circle, a backhander, and a stick save by Pure. And Corson clears the puck, and it comes to center ice. The Blues have the only goal. Al MacInnis scoring on a power play. Now Rolene ahead, and Tikkanen tips the puck in deep as the Canucks change. Pronger gets the puck and clears it the length of the ice. Now we're down to 4:20 to go here in the first period. Blues are short-handed. Canucks Ronning trying to work out of his end. Feeds up the near wing. Russ Courtnall into the Blue zone. Stops. Can't get around MacInnis, but Ronning gets the puck back to the point, and no one there for Vancouver. Here's Hedican backing into his own zone. Up the near left wing to Ronning. Across the ice. Played into the middle by Merzen. Jelena to Ronning over the line. Left point to Hedican. Here's circle on a quick one-timer by Russ Courtnall. Misses everything. That Blues goal, by the way, MacInnis is 13th at 13:40 from Howard, Chuck, and Creighton. A power play goal. The puck deep in the Blues zone. Kicked away and then finally shot to center ice. Mateau out of the penalty box. Feeds Gretzky. He's got a breakaway. Fakes. He shoots. He scores! Wayne Gretzky, a breakaway goal against Kirk McLean. Number 99 has the first of many with the St. Louis Blues. Oh, baby, it's 2-0. Blues here in Vancouver, and Wayne Gretzky is all smiles back on the Blues bench.
Oh, what a play by Stefan Mateau coming out of the penalty box. Gretzky with that ability to get himself in the open. He read it perfectly. He just took off right up the middle of the ice. And he still has the speed, he still has the moves, a little quick move throws Kirk McLean and forced him to open the pads a little bit. And Gretzky with the shot through the pads to make it 2-0.
Number 16 on the season for Gretzky.
Here it is, little fake shot, that gets McLean to freeze. He has to stop and then try to go to his right. By that time, Gretzky sees the little opening between the pads, and that's where he puts it.
So both teams at full strength, and the puck at center ice as play resumes. Here's Pronger. Ahead for Hudson, knocked away. Now the puck loose at center ice. And Hedekin takes over a feed for Ojic too far. Here's Pronger. Far side to Kravchuk, up to center ice. Hudson stopped the puck, deflects into the crowd. 16-24, Gretzky's 16th from Mateau and Hall. Gretzky's first on a breakaway. 2-0 Blues. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Hey guys, what do they call this Bud? Ice? Ice Blue? No, it's a bottle looks like ice. Bottle does look like ice. Ice Blue, Justin. That head bottle is jagged and it looks like ice. Ice Blue. Hey, you guys! Take it outside. Okay, Coach.
Bud Ice, the official beer of the Hanson brothers.
Stupid machine took my quarter.
What a pass from Stefan Mateau out of the penalty box, right onto the stick of the great one, and then he just does the rest like no one else has ever done. Oh, that's pretty to watch.
And the Blues have a 2-0 lead here in the first period at Vancouver. I haven't seen anything yet that didn't look great to me.
I think you'd have to suture up Brett's mouth to get the smile off his face, wouldn't you? He's been smiling for 2 days.
Brett who? Here comes Vancouver working in a pass for Linden, knocked away. Blues can't clear. Russ Courtnall, a pass in front intended for Jelena. And MacInnis takes over from behind the net, up the boards, and the puck all the way to center ice. Dana Merzen slams it right back in, and Fuhr behind the net leaves it for MacInnis. On with Barron, a pass too far. Out at the right point, Lume, a little wrist shot, and it deflects high over Grant Fuhr. Now the Canucks are buzzing. They hold the puck. Russ Courtnall near boards with Linden and Jelena. Into the area along the boards to Linden, centering, and Corson intercepts ahead to Hall with Gretzky. Into the Vancouver zone, a drop pass for Gretzky. Gretzky tried to feed in front, and Lume breaks up that play. Back the other way, Linden through the center circle for the Canucks. Over the blue line, left wing to Lume, and he's unable to get around Chris Pronger. Then Pronger can't clear, and the puck sent behind the Blues net around far side. Mogilny and Kravchuk there. Nice play by Mogilny to Lume. Puck knocked away, and Corson steers it ahead to Howardchuk in the center circle. Howardchuk flips the puck into the Vancouver zone as the teams change. Here's Kuchera back, leaving it for Ronning up the near boards. Pronger intercepts, feeds it ahead. Howardchuk into the slot. Here's a shot! Oh, what a save by McLean, who ends up covering the rebound. Lying flat on his back. 2-0. The Blues lead it. The Blues will be home, remember, on Tuesday against Florida. That'll be the next home game. Now, the next game will be an afternoon game Sunday in Edmonton. That'll be on Prime Sports. Next Tuesday's game at Kiel, not originally on the TV schedule, will be on KPLR, as will the Thursday game next week with Calgary. Then the 9th, which is a Saturday at Kiel, Hartford in. That'll be on Prime Sports. So we've got great coverage on radio and TV for you of Blues action with Hall, Fuhr, and a fella named Gretzky and company. Boy, this coming week's going to be a lot of fun next week at Kiel Center.
I'd like to have 100 tickets for that game Tuesday.
Here's a quick shot by Pearson. I'm happy to say I have 4 on my desk. I thought they, might be tough to get rid of. Yeah. Don't call me, though.
I'm going to talk to you in the intermission.
From the face-off, the puck knocked down into the corner, and then a stick gets up, and Dan Maruelli is headed to the penalty box. Yeah, tickets are going to be scarce the rest of the way at Kiel, no question about it.
Well, in fact, as of today, there are only a few single seats remaining for a few selected games the entire month of March. And then for the games in April, there are only a few hundred tickets remaining for some of those games. So these things are going very quickly. In fact, Wes Edwards and the Blues ticket department was telling me this afternoon there's people calling about playoff tickets now and about season tickets for next year, and Wes has been trying to pass on the message that people are buying these playoff packages, which then puts them in line after the season ticket holders that have tickets this year for season tickets next year.
High sticking, the penalty on Mike Hudson, and Vancouver goes to work in the power play. Blues shoot the puck in. I just want a good spot in one of those bleachers on the corner on Market for that Stanley Cup parade. Boy, good things are happening here in the first period. We got a long way to go yet. Not only tonight, but during the season and during the playoffs. Canucks set up on the power play. Now to the point to Lume, far point to Olin, in the corner to Tikkanen, in front for Linden or Mogilny, and the puck knocked away, and Hull comes to center ice. Here's Hull over the line, a pass to Gretzky, and Hull put himself offside, and that'll stop play with 56 seconds to go in the first period, and the Blues shorthanded. They lead it 2-0.
Mike Keenan was mentioning today that with the team prior to Wayne Gretzky getting here, they had a very slim chance of winning the Stanley Cup. But he said now that Wayne is here, he looks at this team and says, we might not be one of the favorites by a lot of people, but he said we're a heck of a lot closer to winning a Stanley Cup than we were a couple of days ago.
The face-off outside the Vancouver blue line. Blues up 2-0. Linden facing off with Corson. They lock bodies as the puck is dropped, and Corson gets the puck, tries to shoot it in, can't. Linden slaps it ahead, and here's Kravchuk in his own end to Pronger, and he'll drive the puck the length of the ice. Corson and Howardchuk up front killing the penalty. Under 40 seconds to go. First period, still over a minute to go in the Hudson penalty. Blues have been shorthanded quite a bit in this first period, yet they're up 2-0. MacInnis and Gretzky have scored. Tikkanen slowed up as he tries to move in, ends up having the puck chopped to him in the corner. Out to the blue line to Lume, right point. Ooh, and a shot deflects wide. Here's Tikkanen, far corner. Kravchuk steals the puck, tries to clear. Olin gloves it down. 16 seconds to go in the period. Beating Mogilny behind the corner, knocks the puck away from Linden. Tikkanen takes a pass on the far boards from Mogilny, works out to the point. 7 seconds to go. Tikkanen a shot, knocked down in front of Pure, and the rebound controlled by Howardchuk. 1 second to go. Long shot the length of the ice, caught by McLean as the period comes to an end. The Blues get 2 in the first period. MacInnis a power play goal at 13:40. Gretzky, his first ever with the Blues, scoring on a breakaway at 16:24. Well, as this period comes to an end, true hockey Blues fans should be taking to the ice. Bud Ice. Ice brewed. It's the smooth taste that goes down easily. Bud Ice, proud sponsor of the coolest game on earth. 2-0 Blues after a period. The shots even at 8-aside. Coming up in the first intermission, Rob Ramage will visit with number 99, Wayne Gretzky. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. 2-0, the Blues lead the Canucks after one period here in Vancouver. Well, it's been hectic for a number of weeks. The Blues campaign to secure Wayne Gretzky. The trade completed this week. This is his first game with the Blues, and Wayne absolutely fantastic in the first period and picked up his first goal ever with the Blues on a breakaway. Number 99 is downstairs with Rob Ramage.
Well, thanks, Kenny. Well, congratulations, Wayne. First shot as a Blue goal.
Well, it's just nice to be ahead in hockey. Believe me, this feels really nice. But, you know, I'm fortunate I played for Mike before, and I kind of know how he wants you to play, and I kind of know what he expects out of you. And he wants you to be short and hard and get off, and it's exactly the way I like to play, and it was a fun first period.
And play, and play, and play. Enough ice time out there?
It's like a game. I haven't been used to this kind of ice time since maybe Edmonton days, or a couple years ago for Bear Mill. I was going to the finals, but and that's what hockey's all about. You play and you go, and you play to win, and that's exciting for me.
Well, nice feed from Stefan Matteau. You know, people questioning your legs. There's an opening. You still got a burst here.
Oh yeah, I can. I like those openings best of all of them. But you know, it's nice to be killing penalties. I haven't killed penalties this year, really. And we're out there short-handed. He came out of the penalty box, and I got the puck and opened up his legs and put it through his legs. But You know, I was a little nervous the first couple of shifts. We had a couple of good chances, and Kravchuk missed one, Holly missed one, and it would have been nice if those guys scored to get it going. But it's nice to get a goal, and it's nice to be ahead, and thrilled to be here.
Well, it's been a crazy 48 hours, I know. Yesterday was a zoo here. It's got to be nice just to be on the ice playing a game finally.
Well, that's where I'm most relaxed, when I can be on the ice and when I can play. And, you know, Holly's a good friend of mine, and boy, it's been a treat to play him this first period. He's a great hockey player, and I can't believe the open ice I'm getting because of the fear of him. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I think the St. Louis Blues and its fans should really be flattered. You wanted to come here.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I wanted to go to St. Louis. My wife's from there, and she speaks very highly of the city. And of course, I know Brett and Grant and a couple other guys. But you know, Mike plays to win, and that's what most excites me. And I want to win. Not everybody can win. That's what's so special when you lift the Stanley Cup. But he tries to win every night, and that's what it's all about.
Well, you know a number of your teammates. You've played with some of the guys as teammates on other teams, and also Canada Cups and whatnot. Do you like the makeup of this team?
Yeah, I love the makeup of this team. It's got speed, it's got size, good guys, everybody's working hard. And I'm glad my wife was in Mike's ear to get Grant Fear for the net. He's quite a goaltender. He can play on my team any day. He won me a lot of Stanley Cups. He made me a lot of money over the years, and he looks like he's better than he's ever been from what I saw in this first period.
Now, you're moving to the Midwest. Travel is going to be a factor. I don't know if you realize there's now nonstop flights between St. Louis and Toronto, so your mom and dad, it's going to be good for them.
Yeah, we're all excited about it. We're thrilled. You know, I've been to St. Louis a little bit in the off season, but it's going to be home now. We're going to look for a home next few weeks or next 4 weeks. So I'm excited about it. I've always enjoyed myself when I've been there in the off season. So now I'm going to be during the year. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, Wayne, thanks for joining us. We're excited. First goal of very many is St. Louis Blues. Let's go back upstairs with you, Ken.
All right, Rob, thank you. And yes, it's great to have Wayne Gretzky with the Blues, and he'll receive a gift certificate to Spiro's Family Restaurants. If you enjoy great food, from fresh seafood flown in daily to delicious, thick, juicy steaks cut from black Angus beef, then be sure to try one of the 4 convenient Spiro's locations: Thatcherville Bridge in Hanley, Watson at Arsenal, Woodsville at Olive, and the Tenderloin Room in the Park Plaza. After 1 period at GM Place, the Blues 2 and the Canucks no score. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Stay with us here on St. Louis 11. Coming right up, highlights from the Great One's career from age 3 to 35.
The St. Louis Blues invite you to their very own Blue Note Sports Shops, the best place for the widest range of Blues merchandise, like an exclusive collection of Blues polo shirts, a wide selection of youth and infant apparel, a great selection of Blues novelty accessory items, adult and children nylon, wool, and leather jackets, and for your head, the largest selection anywhere of Blues caps. So be sure to stop by one of our 5 Blue Note Sports Shops, or call the Blue Note mail order hotline at 1-800-258-3716.
After 1 period of play here at GM Place in Vancouver, it's the St. Louis Blues 2 and the Vancouver Canucks no score. St. Louis Blues hockey is Bright's Southwest Airlines Blue Note. Did you know when Wayne Gretzky was a 4'4", 10-year-old hockey player in Brantford, Ontario, he scored 378 goals in 69 games for his Pee Wee team. It was a tight race for the league scoring championship. Wayne won it by 238 goals. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. Well, let's take a look at Wayne Gretzky and his storied career. Lewis, we've got him. Our thanks to editor Craig Wilson. Our score after one period of play, Blues 2, Canucks no score. Let's go upstairs to Ken and Joe for first period highlights.
Thank you very much, Rob. My thought on that first period was Gretzky was all he's ever been, and wasn't it fun to watch?
Well, he just did so many things. As he mentioned, he hadn't been killing many penalties this year, and he showed some of that. He won a few face-offs, made some wonderful plays, and he set up Brett early in the game, and Brett was in perfect position. I was surprised he missed.
Well, it's quite a dimension that Wayne Gretzky brings to this team. The Blues' first goal of that period came on a power play from Al MacInnis.
And this was just a great pass from Howard-Chuck. MacInnis letting the shot go, and two players directly in line with the shot. I don't think Kirk McLean ever saw it. It gets underneath them. The Blues lead it 1-0.
And Gretzky.
Oh, what a pass by Stefan Matteau. Now watch how Gretzky will fake the shot here. He freezes McLean, then gets him to open up the legs. He puts it through the legs to score. His first goal as a Blue, and that made it 2-0.
MacInnis' goal at 13:40, his 13th from Howard-Chuck in Creighton. That was the power play goal. Hull and Matteau assist on Gretzky's first for the Blues, his 16th of the season at 16:24. Shots 8 aside. Our first period summary brought to you by your Midwest GMC truck dealers, Bellman, Bomarito, and Brooklyn GMC. Just about ready to begin the second period. Blues 2, Canucks no score. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Just underway, second period, power play Vancouver. Fuhrer makes a dazzling save. Now Tikkanen, right wing to Mogilny. Right wing circle, Tikkanen, he shoots off the post. And Jor has the puck covered in the crease. Esa Tikkanen comes oh so close to a power play goal. Remember, the Blues lead it 2-0 here, starting the second period.
Well, Tikkanen has played so well for this team, has all kinds of time, and Grant Fuhrer doesn't ever see the shot. Two players in front. Linden, big and strong. Murray Barron also there. And that shot by Tikkanen was labeled for the lower left-hand corner. He let it go quickly, but just off the post, and then Fuhrer was able to cover up.
The face-off will be to Fuhrer's left. Hudson, 5 seconds remaining in his penalty. Vancouver 0 for 3 in the power play. Linden to face off with Corson. Linden, Mogilny, and Tikkanen. Merzen at the left point. Lume at the near right point. And they're ready to drop the puck. Linden wins the draw, but it comes to center ice. Dana Merzen slides it right back in. Fuhrer tries to stop the puck behind the net, unable to. Here's Linden along the near boards with a bouncing puck. Bumped by Howard-Chuck. And Kravchuk trying to get the puck out. Blues back at full strength. And it to center ice comes, and Tikkanen shoots the puck right back in. Both teams are changing here. Blues deep in their own end. Pronger up to Howard-Chuck. He's at center ice, slowed up by Lume. Pronger gets the puck, fires it ahead, and Merzen back at his own territory for Vancouver. Off the boards for Lume. Tied up by Howard-Chuck. So the puck picked up by Dow, then left for Courtnall. Far side, too far for Jelena. The puck goes behind the Blues net. Pronger takes Jelena down. Blues puck. Here's Russ Courtnall, far corner. Trying to get around Howard-Chuck. He can't. Then Jim Dowd behind the net. Bump. Feeds in the near corner to Russ Courtnall. Boy, he moves, doesn't he? Out to the right point. Courtnall sends the puck in front. Knocked away by Kravchuk. Dowd for Vancouver. Tied up along the boards. Loose puck comes to Pearson. He feeds it ahead. Too far for Corson. Then Courtnall, far side for Hedican, racing into the left wing, into the corner. Hedican trying to center the puck, knocked away, and Pearson diving, pokes the puck the length of the ice. Here's Lee Frolin back. He touches it, and it's an icing call against the Blues here early in the second with the Blues up 2-0.
Well, this hasn't been an easy season for the head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, Rick Lee. There's been quite a bit of controversy, and he's had a few serious injuries. Number one, Pavel Bure, who is back skating. He had that serious knee problem and knee surgery, and he is back skating with the Canucks now, and they're hoping that he might be able to play sometime in March. And they've had a number of other problems. Roman Aksuda, who was off to such a great start, he got into a tip with Rick Lee. He was sent home the other night after a game, so he's not in the lineup as well.
Now the Blues win the draw, break to center ice. Over the red line, Matteau cutting in on the left wing. Tries to center. Here's Noonan wheeling and shooting wide. MacInnis moves in. Behind the net to Matteau. He has trouble with the puck in his skates. Gets checked by Baranek. The puck slid up the boards, and here's Walker. Now to Kuchera. He's stopped by Zezel. MacInnis a pass ahead for Noonan. He'll slide the puck back in his own end. Barron sends it over to MacInnis. Up the near wing for Noonan. It gets by him, and Poirier shoots the puck in for Vancouver. Here's MacInnis from behind his net. Both teams at full strength. Up to Matteau. Right wing at center ice to Zezel, working in. Left wing to Noonan over the line. Trying to get into the slot, but he's poke-checked. And the puck to center ice. Meanwhile, a big collision, and into the Vancouver net goes Matteau, and that knocks the net loose. Thus, a stoppage in play here with just 2:27 gone in the second period.
Grant Fuhrer still remains the key player going into the playoffs. You've got to have great goaltending to have success in the playoffs, and he has shown that again tonight. He just keeps on going. What a tremendous first period. Vancouver had 4 power plays in the first period and failed to score on any of those. And Wayne Gretzky saying the other day, Grant Fuhrer can win you a playoff series, and he has seen it.
Well, as great as Grant Fuhrer has been during the regular season, all you hear about him is that he'll be better in the playoffs. It's a promise.
Yeah, well, when you look at his statistics, it'll show his goals against average during the regular season always, for the most part, higher than it is in the playoffs.
Blues have the puck, shoot it down the ice. Lume back in his own end, over to Merzen. He falls down, but Gretzky unable to steal the puck, and the Canucks clear it out. Pronger fires the puck back in. Merzen, a little shaken up, may have been hurt in the play. Blues, Thorson steals around behind the net to Gretzky, and his centering pass, and Hull has a shot go off a stick well wide, and the Canucks clear to center ice. But Courtnall takes the pass over the center red line, and it's an offside call against Vancouver.
Well, we mentioned the smile that Brett Hull has had on his face. He's going to have another big smile on his face come Monday, and he will be a father for the second time. Allison will be giving birth to a baby girl come Monday morning in St. Louis. I said, is Wayne going to stay at your place until he finds a place to stay? He said, I don't think he'll want to. He said, I want a newborn baby hanging around the house.
Well, Joe mentioning the Canucks with the injuries. Dave Babbage tried to come back from a minor injury, not dressed. Mike Ridley out with back surgery. Also Dean Malcock, Jason Pellemar, and we mentioned Pavel Bure. They're all not dressed tonight for Vancouver. The puck in the corner in the Vancouver zone. Far side, Pearson out to the blue line to Barron. He'll flip it into the corner, off the boards. Ronning controls near his own net. Clip Ronning up the right wing. Mogilny out over his own blue line. Loses the puck, and Howard Chuck shoots it right back in. The Blues lead 2-0. Puck gets away. Pearson trying to center, and Ronning knocks it away. Ronning out of his own zone, feeds to center ice. Here's Mogilny, a pass off his skate, off Ronning. Now to Pearson over the line, a shot! Oh, what a save by Kirk McLean to take a goal away from Rob Pearson. Canucks to center ice. Alex Mogilny at the red line, ahead for Ronning. Over the blue line to Mogilny, and he tries to make a fake, loses the puck. MacInnis gets it ahead to Pearson. He feeds it near wing, out of the reach of Howard Chuck, and the Blues are changing. They'll lean back. He'll skate behind his net with a puck for Vancouver. Out in front of the net to Mogilny. Pass ahead to Hennigan, up the right wing. At the red line to Ronning. Now to Hennigan into the blue zone along the boards. Into the corner. He gets checked by Kravchuk. Then Ronning, a pass for Mogilny behind the net. There to steal the puck. Then they lose it, side of the net. Fuhrer swats the puck away. Here is Gretzky taking a pass from Pronger. Up to the red line, the great one. Gets in over the line, behind the back pass. And Baranik intercepts up to Mogilny, 2-on-1. Back for Baranik. What a play, a sweep check by Pronger. Kravchuk up at center ice to Corson, now to Gretzky. In over the line, drops the puck for Kravchuk. Right wing circle on a backhand. He's checked by Walker. Loose puck in the corner, Corson and Walker bang. And Jyrki Lume gets the puck up to his own line. A pass ahead for Tikkanen, near wing for Merzen, and he'll shoot the puck in. Fuhrer behind the Blues net has the puck hop away into the corner. And a battle there. Ojek knocks Pronger down, and the Blues clear the puck out. Here's Merzen backing into his own territory for Vancouver. Ahead at the red line to Walker. Walker over the red line. A pass ahead for Baranik. He's stopped by Kravchuk. Loose puck. Ojek can't get a shot. Checked by Clayton. Now Scott Walker trying to work the behind the net, takes a shoulder from Pronger. The puck centered, and it's intercepted. Bateau breaks out. Now to Noonan over the red line along the near boards. Takes a hip check from Aucoin into the corner to play it. Kuchera around far side. Ojek has MacInnis get away. The puck in the corner, now behind the net. And here's Buranek for Vancouver. Up the near side to Walker at the red line. He winds up, shoots the puck in around behind the net. Knocked down on the far side. Left. Howardchuk can't move up. He's hit by Kuchera. Here's MacInnis behind the net. Near corner for Barron. Right wing for Howardchuk. He's at center ice. Up pass ahead just out of Bateau's reach, and the Canucks clear. Working in, it's Barron, but it's offside. Bateau offside on the far side of the ice. 14:05 to go. Second period. Blues lead it 2-0. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Let's check Blues scoring leaders on the season. Wayne Gretzky with a goal tonight, 82 points. Then Hall with 69. MacInnis 47 points. Corson 41. Howardchuk 40. Boy, the Blues top 5 scorers. A lot of points and a lot of experience. Our Blues leaders brought to you by the AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. From the face-off, Verlaine in his own end, a pass ahead, knocked down. Puck at the Vancouver line along the far boards. Then it's center ice, a pass, and the Canucks lose the puck. Hudson takes over, playing it back in his own territory. Here's Barron. Barron on defense with MacInnis. Pass too far at center ice. Canucks shoot the puck back in, and MacInnis carries it to the red line. He'll shoot it in. Up front, Howardchuk with Hudson and Pearson. Rolling behind his net for Vancouver. A pass up the far side. Stoyanov tied up along the boards by Hudson. The puck to MacInnis. He'll flip it behind the Canucks net. Here's Brett Hennigan. Up the near side for Tim Hunter. We haven't seen much of him. Then to Dowd at center ice. He gets checked. Hunter picks up the puck. Left wing to Hennigan. Quick shot. Fuller is saved. And he'll smother the rebound just outside of the crease. And that'll stop play. We're shy of the 7-minute mark of the second period. A little bumping and shoving after the whistle. And the officials will cool things down relatively quickly here.
Well, Grant Fuhr, the one thing he does so well, it's a wrist shot by Brett Hennigan on the plate. It was fluttering, and Fuhr had a little problem with it, but he's got the handles the puck well, and with the stick just reaches out, brings the puck back in, and takes a whistle and makes sure that everything just settles down. This Vancouver team, they're quick, but they've got a lot of size. And Rick Lee in this period trying to get something going, playing a lot of his bigger, tougher players. And that last shift, Stoyanov was out there. He's 6'4", 230 pounds. Kim Hunter, a physical player, we know about him, was on the ice. And just prior to that, Walker was out there, a gritty little player, along with a few of their other tough guys. Dino Ojek trying to get something going, but the Blues have controlled the game.
From the face-off, Canucks win it in the Blues end, and Merzen shot wide. Corson tips the puck out, and Hall is offside. Corson inside his blue line. Hall following the puck, actually preceding the puck over the red line and picking it up offside. You know, we talk about the scratches for Vancouver. The healthy Blues scratch tonight is Dave Roberts. The injured players, Basil McRae, Jeff Courtnall, and Greg Gilbert. Courtnall hoping to be back in 2 weeks, which is some 3 or 4 weeks than they earlier had expected. He said it could be a week. He said, I talked to a doctor here in Vancouver today, and he suggested I be careful and not try to hurry, and that's probably pretty good advice. So it looks like a couple of weeks for Jeff.
Yeah, and the Blues orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Rick Lehman, also on this trip and was examining Jeff Courtnall prior to the game.
Now the Canucks at center ice. Lume a pass. Russ Courtnall kicks the puck ahead. Jelena loses it. Cleared out by Pronger. Then a loose puck at center ice. And Gretzky shoots it in. Knocked down. Played to center ice by Merzen. Near side Jelena to Courtnall. Back to Jelena. He can't get around Kravchuk. And at center ice, Adam Creighton just back from that broken jaw. Right wing to Corson in over the line. He's bumped by Merzen. The puck loose behind the Canucks net. Creighton gets there. Tied up by Linden. And Lume with a loose puck. Up to Martin Jelena at his own line. He'll just flip the puck to the Blues defense, and here's MacInnis. As the teams change, near wing, a pass hops over Creighton's stick. Played by Lume to the center circle, knocked down, and the puck finally controlled by Alex Mogilny. Far wing to Tikkanen. He'll flip the puck in, and Vancouver making a wholesale change. Fuhr behind the net, up the boards to MacInnis, and he'll clear it out, and the puck will slide the length of the ice. Back to touch the puck, Adrian Aucoin icing against the Blues. 8:04 gone in a scoreless second period. Blues 2, Canucks nothing. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. fans, join us next week at Kiel, the 5th, 7th, and 9th of March. You'll have a chance to win an exclusive collector's St. Louis Blues cap from Bud Ice. If you're sitting in the right seat, it could be your lucky night. Approximately 1,100 lucky fans will win. Plus, there'll be special offers at the concession stands for winners who wear their hats to the concession stands. You must be 21 or older. That's the 5th, 7th, and 9th of March at Kiel, Bud Ice Cap Nights. Blues lead 2-0 here in Vancouver. The puck deep in the Canucks zone. Frantisek Kuchera with it. Feeding up the boards to Mogilny. Nice pass in the middle to Ronning. He's got Tikkanen on the left wing. Ronning over the blue line. Cuts to the left wing. A pass for Tikkanen. Knocked away by MacInnis. Barron clears the puck out. Here's Kuchera. Up to the St. Louis line. Too far for Tikkanen. Barron with the help of Howardchuk trying to clear it out. They can't. Kept in. Near corner. Tikkanen centering. Mogilny alone in front. And bats the puck wide. The puck was in the air, and it was a tough play for Mogilny, and the puck cleared out.
Yeah, Grant Fuhr again with the stick deflected the pass as it was going through the crease, and that threw off Mogilny.
Now Tikkanen at center ice, right wing, Mogilny over the line, he shoots! And Fuhr the save! And the rebound, Howardchuk can't clear the blue line. Version a shot blocked by Howardchuk. Now the Canucks, Mogilny has the puck stolen, and Howardchuk slides it down the ice. With Hull coming on the ice after the puck, McLean plays it away. Both teams changing. Now to Lume. He can't get out of his own end. Hull steals. Corson had his stick stripped away. Hull to the great one. Gretzky curls at the blue line. Flips the puck ahead. Mogilny steals. Gets the puck right back to Mojic. Over the line. Mogilny stops. Feeds in front. The pass out of the reach of Garanik. Lume has shot from the far boards. Fuhr save. Pronger with the puck. Plays it ahead to Corson. Then a pass for Gretzky too far. Here's Merzen skating back to take the puck in his own end. Pass ahead at center ice. Now to Garanik. Ahead, and Walker shoots the puck in. Garanik after it in the corner. Tied up there to Fuhr's left by Corson. Garanik along with Ojic. Ojic feeds back to the point, but out of Lume's reach. And the puck will slide deep into the Vancouver end. Just under 10 minutes remaining here in the second period. No scoring in this period. Blues lead 2-0 from the red line. Merzen shoots the puck in. Fuhr stops it, cracks it into the corner. Up the near boards to Creighton, ahead for Mateau. He's stopped. Creighton gets the puck at center ice. Back to the defense to Igor Kravchuk. Vancouver changing. Now to Hull with a bouncing puck. Hull in the center circle. Hull still with a puck over the Vancouver line to Mateau. He shoots. And shoots wide. Creighton far side. Kicks at the puck. Gets bumped in the corner by Jaunen. They battle. Kicking at the puck along the boards. Then it comes in the far circle. Mateau a shot. Knocked down, and it comes in front. Hull taken down. Likewise McLean. And there's going to be a tripping penalty called with 9:17 to go here in the second period, and the Blues on top 2-0. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
St. Louis 11 brings you the sellout of the season, Gretzky at home, Tuesday at 7:30.
Brett Hull taken down in front of the net, and the Blues will have their second power play of the night. They scored on their first, a goal by Al MacInnis, but Brett Hull standing just on top of the crease, and Uline coming back on the play, gets his stick between the legs of Hull. Hull tried to move out of the way, collided with the goaltender Kirk McLean, and Hull goes down. The Blues go on the power play, and the great one comes on the ice.
10:43, the time of the penalty. Face off in the Vancouver zone to the point to Olsen along the boards for Hull, and then Linden tips the puck out. The Blues 1 for 1 on the power play. Olsen, far right wing Gretzky, over the blue line around Merzen, and the puck knocked away. Jelena gets it ahead, not out. Here's Olsen at the blue line, a shot! And a stick save by McLean. Corson near corner with a puck. Stick handling, gets bumped by Lume into the corner to Hull, behind the net for Gretzky. He's tied up by Merzen. Jelena can't clear, far point. MacInnis keeps it in, straight away to Olsen. Right point to MacInnis, far boards for Gretzky. Now to MacInnis, straight away, he shoots, and save McLean, and the puck springs to center ice. Then it's stolen by Jelena. He'll leave it for Linden, working in. 2-on-1, Linden shoots, the save, rebound, and another save on Jelena, and play stopped, and we've got another penalty being called by referee Dan Marawelli. Remember, the Blues have the power play, the penalty on Rolene with 1:06 to go, but now it'll be even strength, each team shorthanded.
Shorthanded. Krister Olsson comes all the way across. Now, on the play, he's interfered with by Jelena. That knocks him down and creates a 2-on-1. One save by Fuhr, and there's Jelena coming in for the rebound. Olsson coming back, and Fuhr had to make another tremendous save. Olsson knocked off balance. That creates a 2-on-1, and then it's all Grant Fuhr. The one save, and then quickly moves to his left to stop the rebound try by Jelena. Mr. Olsson coming back, took down Jelena. He'll go off, and we'll play 4-on-4 for the next 1 minute and 6 seconds. And then Vancouver will have a power play.
11:37, the time of the interference penalty to Olsson. Blues with a 2-0 lead. First period power play goal by Al MacInnis at 13:40, and then Wayne Gretzky scored on a breakaway at 16:26.
Now this is the fourth game that the Blues and the Canucks have played, and thus far on the power play for Vancouver, they are 0 for 20. Failed to score a power play goal against the Blues this year, and one of the big reasons, Grant Fuhr.
These teams have played twice already at Kiel. And a Canucks win and a tie at Kiel, the only meeting here back on the 8th of December. And the Blues won at 6-3. They lead 2-0 tonight. Face off near Fuhr, the puck drop. Barron gets it, sends it behind the net, near corner. Hull and Ronning come together. Hull loses the puck. Ronning has it to the blue line. Oh, point a shot just wide of the far post. Now point at the point again. Plays it far boards to Russ Courtnall. 4-on-4. Nice pass to Point, but it gets away. A cross ice pass. He flips it off the glass behind Fuhr. MacInnis gives the puck to Barron behind his net. Under 8 minutes to go in the second period. Up to Hull at center ice. Rink wide at the red line for Corson. Corson shoots the puck into the Vancouver zone. Less than half a minute to go in that Rolene penalty. Blues up 2-0. On the attack, Vancouver. Here's Hennigan getting the checkered red line. Shoots the puck in around behind the net. Out the near board. Right point. Point a shot. Stick save Fuhr. Ronning in the corner. Feeds the puck behind the Blues net. Kravchuk catches up with it. Can't get it out. Now Hennigan keeps it in. To Russ Courtnall near the blue line. Off point in front. Takes it back. What a save by Fuhr. Well, they didn't make that play the first time. They make it the second. What a save. Now the Blues back. Kravchuk over the line to Gretzky. Far corner. Feeding in front. Hennigan there to intercept. Here's off the far boards to Ronning. Skating to center ice. Right wing to Courtnall. Back at full strength Vancouver. Courtnall centers in front. Hawerchuk intercepts. Taking the puck from Ronning, and the shorthanded Blues clear the puck the length of the ice. Half a minute to go. And the penalty to Krister Olsson as both teams are changing players. Canucks Lume with a puck at his own end. It's 2-0 Blues to Linden at center ice. Over the line on the far wing with Mogilny and Teakin. And to Lume at the point. He scores! From the left point, here came Lume. The puck might have been deflected. Mogilny cruising through in front. A low shot from the point. And a power play goal for Vancouver. And the Blues lead trimmed to 2-1.
Yeah, no question that shot was deflected by Alexander Mogilny, and it goes to the far post. Grant Fuhr was playing it on the short side, and Mogilny with number 50 on the year. Boy, he knows how to put himself in a position to score. And the great hands right there. The puck about 6 inches off the ice. And Mogilny with the great hand-eye coordination deflects it to the far side past Grant Fuhr. And Vancouver's on the scoreboard. Trail it 2-1.
13-19 in the second period. Mogilny has his 50th. Face off at center ice. Ojek trying to shoot the puck in. Can't. Barron gets it. Near boards for Matteau. He'll flip it ahead into the Vancouver zone. Kuchera back. He's on defense with off point. Forecheck by Creighton. Kuchera up the near boards, and Walker clears the zone. Barron at center ice. Hit by Walker. From the red line, Matteau shoots it ahead and off point. Up to Barani. He'll flip it in, but there's going to be a slashing penalty call, and it may be against Gino Ojek. He's unhappy. He'll take a slashing penalty. The goal, Mogilny at 13-19 from Lume and Linden. 2-1. The Blues lead it here in the second period at GM Place in Vancouver. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
The Blues lead this game by a score of 2-1. Gino Ojek will go off for Vancouver. 2 minutes for slashing Al MacInnis. And the Blues are on the power play, and now the fans cheering as Alexander Mogilny has put the Vancouver Canucks on the scoreboard, and a standing ovation for Mogilny. What a season he is having.
Now the Blues on the power play come out of their own zone. And at the red line, MacInnis slapping the puck in. Back to play at Merzen to Lume behind the net. He gets checked by Hull. Corson and Merzen battle. Tie each other up behind the Vancouver net. And finally the puck held and play stopped. And a minute 38 to go, and the penalty to Gino Ojek and the Blues with a 2-1 lead.
Alexander Mogilny, one season, scored 76 goals for the Buffalo Sabres and was acquired in the offseason. It was a great trade for the Vancouver Canucks. They sent Mike Pecker, Mike Wilson, and a first-round draft choice to the Buffalo Sabres for Mogilny. Buffalo trying to cut down. Vancouver got themselves a heck of a hockey player.
The face-off to Kirk McLean's left. Trevor Linden facing off against Wayne. Now the puck goes behind the Vancouver net up the near side. And Jelena works to center ice. A feed to Linden. Linden over the blue line. And a little weak shot goes wide of the net, deflected thusly by MacInnis, who battles Jelena in the far corner in his own end. Now Corson gets the puck to Olsen behind the net. The Blues are 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. Vancouver is 1 for 5. Here's Corson up the near wing through center ice over the blue line. A drop pass for Hall. Hall back to the near point to Olsen. Far point to MacInnis. Far right wing to Gretzky. Back to MacInnis at the blue line. MacInnis having trouble, loses the puck. Linden steals. Ahead for Mogilny, who would have had a breakaway had he been able to accept the pass, but it gets by him. Bjork clears up the far boards, and Russ Courtnall takes over, gives the puck to Mogilny. He's stopped on the play by Olsen. Here's Corson breaking in to the Vancouver zone. Over the line, he drops the puck for Gretzky near side. Hall one-timer, and a pass saved by McLean. Lume clears the center ice. Pronger gives the puck to Howardchuk. Over the line to Hall, in front for Corson. And he's too well covered to get a shot. Feeds in front from the far corner. The puck comes all the way out to the far point. Winding up Pronger. He fakes a shot to Howardchuk. Back to Pronger. Far boards for Howardchuk. Side of the net to Corson. In front for Hall, but out of his reach. The puck went one way, Hall the other. Russ Courtnall to center ice for the shorthanded Canucks, trying to work around the Blues defense. And he stopped. And Kravchuk circled. Both teams changing to his own line. He worked Kravchuk over the red line. His slap shot goes off Roulean and well over the glass, high up into the crowd here in Vancouver. 4:09 remaining in period 2. The Canucks and Blues back at full strength. 2-1. The Blues lead it, and this is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Does the right thing. He handles the puck and then gives it to Gretzky. And boy, the quickness with which he can make a pass and the accuracy, and who's he looking for? Brett Hull. Perfect cross-ice pass. Hull with the shot, McLean a good save.
Just over 4 minutes remaining, second period. Canucks with a puck in their own territory. Roulean over to Hedican. They're teamed on defense over the red line. Hedican's pass too far for Ronning. Behind the Blues net. Oh, Ronning trips Kravchuk. He's hurt. Kravchuk into the boards. Ronning tripping him. There'll be a penalty against Cliff Ronning, but Kravchuk is having a tough time getting up.
Well, remember, Kravchuk hurt his left shoulder in the game against Los Angeles Saturday night. He told me before the game that it was feeling fine, but it looked like he went right into the boards with that left shoulder. He fell on the shoulder first and then slid into the boards. And now Ray Barilli, the trainer, out on the ice helping out Igor Kravchuk, and Kravchuk waving that left shoulder around, trying to loosen it up as he makes his way to the bench. Kravchuk was going by, and Ronning with a little hook, just enough to knock him off balance, and he went down hard on the left shoulder and then slid into the boards as well, and now back on the Blues bench. And Cliff Ronning goes off.
Ronning hooking at 16:09. Fans right now save 50% off lifetime guaranteed brake shoes and pads at CarX. But hurry, these are the final days to get half off brake shoes and pads at CarX Muffler and Brake. The Blues with a couple of defensemen who have just departed in recent days. Dallas Aikens, who hadn't played much, is on an injury assignment to Worcester of the American Hockey League, and veteran J.J. Daigneault cleared waivers, and he is down playing in Worcester also. Now the Blues on the power play, 1 for 3 tonight. MacInnis at center ice to Gretzky over the blue line. The puck knocked away, and Jyrki Lume has it. Right wing pass to Jelena. He'll carry in against MacInnis and knocked down by Al MacInnis. Here's Hull. It's Olsen and MacInnis on the points. Hull gives the puck to Olsen, gets it back. Hull up front with Gretzky and Corson. Puck knocked away from Brett, and here's Gretzky in his own end. Over to MacInnis. Good penalty killing here by Linden and Jelena. Here's Olsen, shy ahead for Gretzky. Oh, Olsen really drilled by Jelena. Puck deep into the Vancouver end. Canucks get the puck, can't clear. Then Olsen shoves down Jelena from behind. Referee Dan Maruelli didn't see it, but calls the penalty when he hears the crowd, and he looks back. And then Linden and Corson get into it again. They've been hacking at each other all night long, but the Blues are going to take a penalty here, and both teams are going to be short.
And it also looks like Trevor Linden is hurt, maybe his left wrist or his left hand. Olsen coming back. No question that Olsen knocked down Jelena from behind before Jelena played the puck. And Olsen will end up going off. But you mentioned Corson and Linden. Boy, right from the first shift of this game, they ran into each other. Both big, both strong, both competitive. And they've been slashing at one another, hooking, high-sticking, pushing, doing a little bit of everything. And the left hand or the left wrist of Trevor Linden, who has been tonight playing in his 439th consecutive game, and he looks to be in a little bit of pain at the Vancouver bench.
Ronnie took a hooking penalty at 16:09. Now Olsen cross-checking penalty at 16:57. Fans, a cellular phone from Ameritech lets you keep in touch with family and friends, even when you're in the most foreign of places, like hockey rinks. So call Ameritech at 444-4444.
Jane Corson, Trevor Linden, they've been close to one another. Corson gets a stick up, Linden there, and then Corson with the left hand and a shot behind the head of Trevor Linden. I'm not sure how he hurt that left wrist. They both had their sticks up. But Shane Corson playing with a lot of intensity in this game tonight, a lot of grit. Of course, he's wearing one of the A's. Brett Hull not wearing one tonight. Al MacInnis with the other one.
Blues next game Sunday afternoon in Edmonton. 3 o'clock on Prime Sports, 2:45 for the Mike Keaton Show, 3 o'clock for broadcast on KMOX and our Blues radio network. Sunday afternoon in Edmonton, and then of course the Blues home Tuesday night against the Florida Panthers. Wayne Gretzky making his center debut with the Blues on Tuesday night. That game will not only be on radio but also on KPLR TV, St. Louis 11. It'll be tough to get tickets. Try to, and if you can't, remember, we'll have it all on TV and radio for you the rest of the season and into the playoffs, and we hope well into the summer. Here are the Canucks. Linden wheeling behind the Blues net into the far corner. It's 4-on-4 here. Both teams shorthanded. Far side for Hennigan in front, just out of the reach of Russ Courtnall on a tip-in attempt. Canucks keep the pressure on. Going from the right point, a shot kicked away. Russ Courtnall in the near corner with a puck, dances away from Pronger. Russ Courtnall, far point, 2-off Coyne. He'll send the puck into the near corner. Along the boards, Hennigan picks it up, tries to get around Hall behind the net. Can't. Hall gets hammered! Hammered by Linden, and we've got a fight. We've got a free-for-all now. Chris Pronger leaped right in all over Trevor Linden. And Pronger and Linden are separated now. Linden with Hall against the boards, really driving Hall from the side and slamming him into the boards. And Chris Pronger, Joe, jumped all over Trevor Linden, and Brett Hull, as he is usually doing, pretty much smiling as the players are separated.
That's an excellent job by Chris Pronger, because that was a big-time cheap shot by Trevor Linden. When you have a player in that position, as Brett Hull was, he was kind of off balance but down on the ice, and Linden just took a run at him and actually kneed him in the head. I mean, he's in a bad position there, and Trevor Linden, and that's a cheap shot. That's the way you can really hurt a player. Nice job by Chris Pronger, jumping in and going after Trevor Linden. You can't allow that kind of thing to happen to one of your teammates, especially when it's Brett Hull or Wayne Gretzky, one of your key players, and Chris Pronger did not hesitate at all, but that was a cheap shot by Trevor Linden.
And all the way to the penalty box, Trevor Linden complaining to Dan Marawelli, well, what about at the other end with Corson? Hey, at the other end.
Yeah, but here it is. Now, Linden has plenty of time to get out of the way because he sees Brett Hull down. You could see Brett Hull's left leg out to the side. His right leg was underneath him. He could not defend himself at all. And Trevor Linden, left knee first, straight into Brett Hull. And that's a cheap shot. And Pronger did a good job jumping in there and helping out Brett Hull on the play.
Linden charged. He boarded. Gretzky out there, and he's screaming at Dan Marawelli. Wayne Gretzky, of course, a peacemaker type, but he went right after Marawelli and screaming. I think Wayne was and Wayne, I think right away heard Marawelli say, 5, what do you mean? But Gretzky out there right away making the case for his teammates with the referee.
I'm not sure if he was mouthing 5 or something else, but he was trying to get Wayne Gretzky away from him. I think Gretzky had a good point. I mean, a guy that's down on the ice like that can't defend himself, and you take a run at him at full speed, and Brett Hull being as loose as he is, and as, you know, he was just in a tough position on the play.
And the way that Dan Marawelli sees it, Trevor Linden gets 2 for boarding, and Chris Pronger gets 2 for roughing. And that's how he sees it. At 17:41 here in the second period. Neutral faceoff. Puck goes into the Blues zone. Mogilny centers. And Fuhr tips the puck away out to the near right point. Lume, a shot pass, and Fuhr knocks that to the corner. Russ Courtnall centers. Mogilny trying to get a stick in the puck. Has to steer it to the corner. Good coverage by MacInnis. Out to the point. Here's Lume into the slot. Trying to get away from Corson. Forced to the far point. Now to Mogilny behind the net. He feeds it ahead, and Hull there to steal the puck. Then Russ Courtnall intercepts the Lume. The shot. Oh, what a stop by Fuhr. Both teams shorthanded now. Vancouver gets a player back. They have a power play. Mogilny behind the net. Feeds in front. By everyone all the way to the near point. Here's Rolene along the near boards to Ronning. He'll take a shot off Barron. Mogilny with a puck. Minute and a half to go in the second period. Blues up 2-1. Into the corner to Ronning. Along the near boards to Mogilny. Out to the blue line to Rolene. Now back to Mogilny. In the right wing circle. He takes a shot. Far circle. Back to Mogilny, and he pans. Now Ronning with a puck. He falls down. MacInnis falls on him, and play stopped deep in the blue zone. And there are 10 seconds to go, and the earlier penalty to Krister Olsen, and a minute 13 remaining here in the second period. The Blues are up 2-1. Well, Blues fans, well, you can't bring the home rink with you. You can bring the ice. Bud Ice. Ice brewed with a smooth taste that goes down easily. Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL.
Well, we've talked about all the media attention for this game. Hundreds of media people out at practice yesterday, along with about 4,000 Vancouver Canuck fans. And they had quite the day. The practice rink in Burnaby, British Columbia, just prior to the Blues practicing, the Pittsburgh Penguins and Mario Lemieux were there practicing as well. And these fans they just jammed that place full. And of course, with Wayne and Brett coming in following Mario Lemieux at the huge press conference they had.
Canucks practice. Pavel skated, so you could have gone out there and seen Bure, Yager, Lemieux, Gretzky, and Hull for free.
Not a bad deal. You know, there were a lot of kids that missed school yesterday.
1:11 to go. Second period. Blues up 2-1. They got goals in the first period from MacInnis and Gretzky. Mogilny has scored a power play goal in this period. Hedican from the far point out of the face-off. A shot. Fuhr the save. Puck cleared up the boards and down the ice. Now Olsen is on, and the Blues are at full strength. One player we haven't seen for some time is Peter Zezel. Now the Canucks work to center ice. In the center circle, Tikkanen. He'll shoot the puck in wide of the goal, near corner, Kravchuk. Up the boards for Hudson. His pass into the middle by Howardchuk. Noonan after the puck, and he'll tap it to center ice. Hudson, Howardchuk, and Noonan on with Kravchuk and Wells. Canucks from center ice shoot the puck in. Fuhr leaves it, then decides to play it himself up the near boards out of Hudson's reach. Then he runs into Tikkanen or vice versa. And the puck along the near boards inside the blue zone. Ronning comes out of the crowd with it at the blue line. Is shot. That deflects wide. Tikkanen tied up by Hudson. And the puck cleared out by Jay Wells. The length of the ice. And back to touch the puck, Hennigan. A whistle and the play stopped with 11.5 seconds to go in the second period. An icing call against the Blues, and the Blues lead it by a score of 2-1. Well, join the Blues for their last big event of the season, their last big off-ice event, the St. Louis Blues Power Play Fashion Show to benefit the Kilo Diabetes Foundation. It's coming up Sunday, March 10th. The fashion show will be held from 7 until 11 p.m. at the St. Louis Galleria and will include cocktails, dinner, dancing, a fashion show, and a silent auction. Tickets are available for $150, and for more information tomorrow, you can call 424-6500. That's March the 10th. Great fashion show. Hope you take part. Here's Linden. Trying to feed in front. Does Mogilny. A backhander kicked away by Fuhr, and that'll do it. That is the end of the second period here at GM Place in Vancouver, British Columbia. Alex Mogilny scores his 50th of the season, a power play goal at 13-19 after MacInnis and Gretzky score in the first period for the Blues. Boy, quick chance there in the last few seconds.
Grant Fuhr has been spectacular in this game. Mogilny on the backhand tries to just put the puck inside the post, and Grant Fuhr was there to make the save.
It's been quite a game. The Blues debut of number 99, Wayne Gretzky. And after two periods, the Blues lead the Canucks 2-1. Coming up in this intermission, Rob Ramage will visit with number 16, Blues star Brett Hull. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Need a good reason to check out a Blues game? Baby, what a save by Fuhr. Shoot. Tuesday, March 5th is Jiffy Lube KSD Squeeze Bottle Night. The Blues and Panthers at 7:30. The first 15,000 fans receive a Blues Squeeze Bottle. Blues hockey, the coolest game on earth. We are back. GM Place, Vancouver, British Columbia, and the Blues lead the Canucks 2-1. Brett Hull playing with Wayne Gretzky. Do you think he likes it? Oh, he's been smiling virtually all night, and Brett is with Rob Ramage.
Oh, thanks, Kenny. Smiley has. Trevor Linden hits you through the boards there. You're still smiling.
Well, it looked a lot worse than it was. It's typical Trevor Linden. He doesn't really hit anyone his own size, so that's not a real big deal. He didn't catch me really that good, but we had a little bit of a lull in the second period. I don't know if Gratz is used to that much ice time, but we're going to have to pick it up in the third. Grant's there for us again.
Brett, we were talking this morning, and you said you're a little bit nervous about tonight. Obviously, the nerves are behind you. You had a couple good scoring opportunities in the first period. Wayne's finding you out there.
Well, there's no question. That's it's his bread and butter is finding people, and if you get in the open, you're going to get it, and it's going to start to go in. I've had a touch of bad luck lately, and they haven't been going in, but we're going to get used to each other more and more, and it's going to work out just fine.
The second period, you guys are on the power play here. Throws it over to you a little bit too far off.
It's just the timing wasn't there. We came up a little too slow, and by the time the play was made, I was already. Should have been. So those plays, they'll come, and then in the near future, instead of being over that far, I'll be more on a better angle to get the better shot, and those will go in.
Now, emotions have been running rampant. It's been a peaks and valley type year. As we were talking this morning, I said, hey, maybe it's time to just go out and have some fun.
Well, it is. We've been playing pretty well too. It's just we've had trouble putting the puck in the net, and that's what 99's here for, to help us do that. And with Granny continuing to play well, and the guys working as hard as they have been, we're going to be successful. And I think a guy like Wayne brings a lot of confidence to everybody to realize, boy, we have a shot to be very good, and just go out there and work as hard as we can.
Now, it's something that I'm sure you guys have addressed, but oftentimes a great player like Wayne Gretzky comes, you've got to be concerned that the rest of the players just don't sit back,
watch him and figure he's going to do it all. It's happened with you. I mean, so often it seems like guys just look at Brett Hall, he's going to carry the ball, but that just can't happen. It's a team game out there.
Yeah, you're right. I think the guys have to continue to do what they do. Before every game I have a saying, it's utilize your assets, and if your assets are hard work and being a corner man, do that, and let the skill work go to the skilled guys, and everything will fall into place after that.
Are you still pinching yourself that this has finally been done? It's a done deal?
Well, I don't know. It's something that you dream of as a hockey player, and this is very special, and I think it's going to take a few days.
Well, Brett, best of luck. You're going to snap a lot out there now with Wayne feeding you. All the best.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Okay, let's go back upstairs. You can.
All right, Rob, for being our guest tonight, Brett receives a gift certificate to Krieger's Pub and Grill, St. Louis's neighborhood sports bar and grill. Visit one of their 3 locations, Chesterfield, Maryland Heights, and Big Bend in 141. We've played 40 minutes of hockey here at GM Place in Vancouver, British Columbia, and the Blues lead the Canucks 2-1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Stay with us here on St. Louis 11. Rob will be up next with the Bud Ice NHL scoreboard. Then Joe and I return with second period highlights.
Our score after 2 periods of play here in Vancouver. The Blues 2, Canucks 1. St. Louis Blues hockey is brought to you in part by Southwestern Bell Mobile Systems. Because a cellular phone is not a luxury, it's a necessity. By Ford, get 4.8% APR or $1,000 cash back on a 96 Ford Windstar at your St. Louis quality Ford dealer on both sides of the river. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By the United States Postal Service, we deliver for you. And by Sega, makers of Sega Saturn, Genesis, Nomad, Color Game Gear, and the fastest, coolest video games ever. Tonight's NHL Notebook brought to you by your neighborhood Chrysler Plymouth dealer. On this day in NHL history, February 29th, 1980, 50-year-old Gordie Howe, winding down his stellar 26-year NHL career, scored his 800th goal in a win over the Blues, who were playing in the franchise's 1,000th game. It turned out to be the second-to-last goal of Howe's career. He and Wayne Gretzky are the only 2 players in NHL history to score 800 goals. On our Bud Ice out-of-town scoreboard tonight, Florida and Washington tied 2 apiece. Chicago broke their losing streak by defeating the Colorado Avalanche 4-3. Detroit pounded the New York Islanders 5-1. And Calgary spanked the Pittsburgh Penguins 7-3. Well, much hype, much hoopla here tonight, and especially the first period. A great period for Wayne Gretzky and the St. Louis Blues. I think all this emotion, all the travel yesterday, maybe have caught up to the Blues a little bit. Not a good second period for them. Canucks really coming on. Alex Mogilny getting his 50th goal. That's really seemed to spark the Canucks and their fans in the second period. So the Blues are going to have to try and dig down, find a little bit for the third period. Now Wayne Gretzky, I was thinking about the first time I played against him. I was a junior playing hockey in London, Ontario. Gretzky came into town as a 16-year-old, much hyped. Looked at him in warm-up, and he had this big Cooper helmet on his head, and I thought, geez, how can this guy, a little scrawny 16-year-old, how can this guy be the great one that they're talking about? Well, at the end of the game, Wayne Gretzky had scored 2 goals, 2 assists, and he did it again for about 18 years. And I was one of his victims. We were looking at some of those highlights of his career in the second period. Colorado Rockies, number 5, going down, losing his jockstrap. Sure enough, I was 99 walking around me when I was with the Colorado Rockies. So we're going to see a lot of that. Really looking forward to watching number 99. Let's go upstairs for second period highlights with Ken and Joe.
All right, thank you very much, Rob. Shots on goal in that period were somewhat indicative. 13-4 Vancouver. They had a pretty good period and certainly have kept this game close. The Vancouver goal coming in that period, and, well, the big guy did it.
Well, he's done it a few times, 49 other times prior to this tonight. But Linden carried the puck in. This is the power play for Vancouver. They'll get the puck back to Loomy, who takes a shot, and there's Mogilny. You can see the puck. It's about 6 inches off the ice, and Mogilny, the great hand-eye coordination, redirects the puck with the blade of his stick. And there you see Mogilny. Watch. He'll just put himself in the position to score, watching, and then here it is right here. Look at the concentration. Watching the puck. Perfect deflection. Grant Fuhr didn't have a chance, and that Vancouver to win a goal.
Mogilny's 50th. Brett Hull with Rob moments ago saying the check by Linden wasn't as bad as you might have thought.
Oh, really? It's not the way it looked. Well, it's a scary situation because Brett's down on the ice with no way to defend himself, somewhat off balance, has one leg going one way, and the right leg was underneath him, and he just himself at all, and Linden, a big, strong guy, took Brett Hull pretty heavily into the boards.
Mogilny's 50th goal from Lume and Linden at 13-19 on a power play. We mentioned the shots, 13-4. Vancouver, they've outshot the Blues tonight, 21-12. And the second period summary is brought to you by the Discover card. It pays to discover the card that pays you back. Stay with us. This game will go to the third period. Very tight. Blues 2, Canucks 1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. The teams are back on the ice here in Vancouver for the third period. The Blues up 2-1. Let's take a look at our NHL leaders. The leaders in assists, Mario Lemieux of Pittsburgh, 72 assists. Francis, 69. Forsberg, 67. Gretzky, 66. Yager, 62. Our NHL leaders brought to you by the United States Postal Service. We deliver for you.
Wayne Gretzky, boy, he had a tough February, though. Just 6 points for Wayne Gretzky in the month of February with all this going on. It gives you some sort of an idea of what kind of year he was having up through January.
Here's a long shot from center ice by MacInnis and the save by Kirk McLean. We're underway in the third. Both teams at full strength. Courtnall at center ice for Vancouver. A pass for Lume. In over the line. His feet in front. Linden a shot, and that's blocked by Barrett. Russ Courtnall on the far boards. It's Courtnall, Linden, and Jelena out to the near point. Mers in a shot. Oh, what a save by Fuhr. Out in the slot. Linden working to the right circle. In front for Courtnall. He was near point. Mers in a shot, and that's wide. Gretzky trying to chop the puck out. Can't. Linden keeps it in. Far side, Lume. Behind the net to Russ Courtnall. He hits the back of the net attempting to center. Then he's covered by Barrett. Linden keeps it in. Back to Lume at the far point. He winds up. And a shot off course and over Fuhr's head and into the crowd. And I'd have to say the first minute of the third period was a pretty good minute for Vancouver.
Well, they had a good second period, as we talked about, out shooting the Blues 13-4. They have been very aggressive on the puck tonight. In all situations, even killing penalties, they've been very aggressive up front. They've had a number of shorthanded chances as well, but they have come out with a good start. And again, Shane Corson, Trevor Linden out there against one another. Linden big and strong, and he tries to set up Courtnall on the other side of the net. And that was a dominant first shift for the Vancouver Canucks.
18,422 here tonight. That's a sellout at GM Place, 18,422. Blues having trouble getting out of their own end. Kravchuk up the far side to Hudson. On a line with Pearson and Howard. Chuck ahead for Pearson, intercepted. Ronning the other way. Right wing for Mogilny. Slowed up by Kravchuk, who ends up with a puck. Igor Kravchuk at the St. Louis line. Now ahead to Rob Pearson from the blue line. A shot blocked by Hedican. The puck behind the net. Hudson after it. Bumped by Rolene. Here's Ronning flipping the puck off the glass in the corner. Up to Mogilny. He can't clear it out. And a loose puck controlled by Rolene. Up to Hedican. He's on the attack. Into the blue zone. 3-on-1. Now to Tikkanen. Drops it. Rolene. A shot and score. Another sensational save. Blues clear the puck all the way back into the Vancouver end. Rolene gets it from Hedican. Blues changing. Now to Tikkanen at his own line. A pass ahead for Mogilny. And the play is offside. Just shy of the 2-minute mark here in the third period, with the Blues leading it 2-1.
Well, that 3-on-1, I think, again, the Vancouver Canucks had an opportunity and messed up on the 3-on-1, and they ended up getting the long shot on the play, which was an easier play for Grant Fuhr. But Hedican leading the rush on the 3-on-1 gave Esa Tikkanen a bad pass, and he had to reach back behind him, and by that time the Blues were able to come back. But had that been a good play, the Canucks should have had a much better scoring chance than they ended up with.
The Blues have lost only once in their last 8 games, and they lead 2-1 in the third here in Vancouver. From the neutral faceoff, MacInnis shoots the puck in. Kuchera back to play it up the near boards. Then Stoyanov checked, and the puck through center ice on the Barron's stick in his own end. Now to Noonan at the St. Louis line. Far side for Barron. He'll shoot the puck in. Right on goal, and it bounces to Linden, who has to make a difficult save, and he's able to, and he holds the puck for a stoppage in play.
Well, Adam Creighton back now for his second game, hoping that he only has to wear that protector on his helmet for one more game. He says he can see fine, but it's heavy, and when he tries to look to his left and to his right, it hits his shoulder, so he can't look all the way to either side. And the same with looking down at the puck, even though his vision is fine, but when he tilts his head down, that protector hits his shoulder pads, and he can't get his head all the way down to find the puck either.
Well, just as I was thinking, I haven't seen much of Zezel since early in the first period. He gets a turn here with Mateau and Noonan. And they're after the puck in the Vancouver end. Zezel has it behind the net. Into the far corner for Noonan. Blues up 2-1. Noonan sends the puck behind the Canucks net. Here's Mateau centering, and no one there to take it, but there's a penalty as Baranek takes Zezel down in the crease right in front of the Vancouver net. And the Blues here, early in this third, looking to shift the momentum a little bit, will go on to the power play.
Well, this is what happens when you go to the net hard and attack the net, and that's what Zezel did. Mateau did the same thing. Mateau behind the net uses his strength, and Zezel getting into the crease, actually skated into the crease first, and then Baranek took him down from behind, and Baranek will go off, and the Blues with an early third period power play. They need a goal here to try and get that 2-goal lead. Grant has been tested often in the last 24 minutes or so, and he has been strong.
Penalty, 2:46, Baranek. MacInnis' shot blocked by McLean. Blues control, far corner, Gretzky. Far point to Pronger. Shot right on, and a bad save by McLean. Then the puck cleared out by Vancouver. The Blues on the power play tonight are 1 for 4. They lead 2-1. MacInnis, the power play goal in the first period. Gretzky, who gets the puck at center ice, scored in the first period also. Hall carries it in on a feed from Gretzky. Banks the puck along the boards out to the far point. Back for Hall behind the net. The puck gets by him, and Merzen clears all the way down the ice. We're very early in the third here in Vancouver, and the Blues lead it 2-1. Blues out of their own end, up to Corson at the red line. He's checked by Merzen, kicks the puck ahead, but it's out of Pronger's reach, and the Canucks clear at the length of the ice. Corson gets bucked down in the Canucks zone by Merzen. That stirs the crowd a bit, and here's MacInnis in his own end, up to Hall. Hall over the red line. Right into the Vancouver zone, right wing for Gretzky. He leaves it for MacInnis. He plays the puck ahead to Hall. Now behind the net for Gretzky. Merzen intercepts, passes it ahead. And Russ Kortnoff carries up to the red line. He'll wind her up. Long shot, stick save, Fjord. MacInnis takes the puck, handles it in his own end, looks for some room. Both teams changing. Half a minute to go in Baranek's penalty. Over to Kravchuk. Through center ice, over the line, leaves it. Quick shot, right on the save. Oh, and on the rebound, Howard Chuck shoots it over the net. After the save by McLean on Pearson. Pearson in the near corner. Plays the puck along the boards for Creighton. Blues have the power play. Creighton hit by Rolene, gets the puck to Howard Chuck. Shoot! Creighton and a shot blocked by Hedican. He leads the rush for Vancouver to Russ Kortnoff. Into the blue zone, Kortnoff. Right wing, Mogilny. Oh, and he's poke checked on a nice play by Pearson. Baranek back on. Vancouver at full strength. Through center ice, Howard Chuck. Into the Vancouver end of Pearson into the corner. He's tied up by Rolene. A couple of number 27. Now Mateau there. Battling down. Good work by Mateau. Giving the puck to Howard Chuck back to the blue line, but the puck off Baranek's stick. Hops over Olsen's stick. Both teams changing. Here's Barron in his own end. Up for Hudson. Now to Mateau. He'll tip the puck into Vancouver zone. Jim Dowd back to play it. Stick handling near his own blue line. Forced back deep by Noonan. Now over to Merzen. Blues up 2-1. Not a Walker at center ice. Newman intercepts. Center circle and shoots the puck in. Still 14:35 to go in the third period. Mateau gets the puck, flips it around the boards, and Dowd takes over. Out to Joseph Baranek. Into the Blues zone on the right wing. He's hammered by Barron. Baranek does a little spin to knock Barron into the boards also. And then a cross-check. Here's MacInnis behind the Blues net, stopping with a puck. Hudson in front of the net, runs into Baranek, who goes down and grabs his face. I don't think anything hit his face besides his glove. Blues Noonan takes a pass to Mateau, then a feed to an open right wing, and the puck picked up by Kuchera, who falls down on a hat thrown from the ice. Boy, that's dangerous. Now Dowd in front, into a shot, and Pure makes the save and holds on to stop play with 13:54 to go in the third. We're in Vancouver. The Blues 2, the Canucks 1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Save big on brakes with While You Wait service at CarX, but hurry. These are the final days to get half off brake shoes and pads at CarX, muffler, and brake. Ken Wilson, Joe Micheletti, Rob Ramage in Vancouver. Third period, Blues lead 2-1, clear the puck out of their own end. Corson at center ice on a feed from Hall. A pass gets by Gretzky. Lume in his own end ahead to Linden. Linden looking for room. A pass behind Jelena. The puck deep into the St. Louis end. MacInnis slaps it ahead. Jelena knocks it down. Corson tries to clear and does. On to Gretzky's stick at center ice to the red line. And the great one shoots the puck in. McLean leaves it behind the Canucks net for Lume. He's on defense with Merzen. Passing ahead to Jelena on a line with Linden and Courtnall, and Linden gets the puck and works in offside, and he and Barron get tied up. I think Linden looked at Barron, wondering was it his good friend Shane Corson. Realized it wasn't Corson, it was Barron.
They've gone along well tonight, haven't they? Murray Barron continues to play the same way. Every opportunity he gets to hit somebody, he does. And an earlier shift, boy, he let Joseph Baranek have it with a good hip check down along the boards. Oh, you just can't say enough about his continual effort, game in and game out. Murray Barron always seems to be in the middle of the physical play. Again, Barron on Baranek coming across. Baranek actually did a pretty good job defending himself. He lifted his head, saw him coming, and was able to stop before taking the full brunt of that hit.
Now from the face-off, Kravchuk with a puck trying to get out of his own end, and Hudson gets in the way of Scott Walker, and Dan Maruelli is going to send Mike Hudson to the penalty box for interference.
Right off the face-off, Mike Hudson interfering with Walker, gets in his way to try and allow Igor Kravchuk to make the play. It looked like he had a hold of his stick, and Hudson goes off.
6:46 the time of the interference penalty, and the Canucks with their one goal on the power play. They are 1 for 6. Mogilny getting it. Trevor Linden and Jyrki Lume with assists on that second period power play goal.
Again, the pressure on Grandpure with Alexander Mogilny on the ice. Vancouver Canucks looking to get him the puck. The other thing this Vancouver power play has been doing is those defensemen. Jyrki Lume moving up from the blue line. Every opportunity he gets, he'll move up and look for an opportunity on the off wing.
Here they come on the right wing. Linden. Barron goes down. Centered. And the puck batted around in the slot. Barron gets it and clears it out.
That's another excellent play by Grandpure. Mogilny coming to the front of the net, and Pure with the quick stick was able to knock the puck past it.
Bouncing puck in the center circle, and Corson slaps it deep into the Vancouver end. The Canucks with a man advantage, trailing 2-1. In his own zone, Lume out to the neutral zone over the red line. Carries over the blue line, right wing to Tikkanen, now to Linden. Out to the right point, Rolin. Far side for Tikkanen. Tikkanen, Mogilny and Linden up front. Mogilny in the far corner accepts the pass. Top of the right circle, Tikkanen a shot. A save, and he robs Linden on the rebound. And Murray Barron fires the puck the length of the ice. 1:05 to go in the Vancouver man advantage. Blues killing it now with Noonan and Howard-Chuck, Kravchuk and Pronger. Tikkanen through the center circle, works in over the blue line, loses the puck, and Pronger rings it off the glass the length of the ice. Both clubs are changing. Coming up to the 8-minute mark, third period. Blues up 2-1, but currently shorthanded. Browning over the red line. Backhands the puck deep into the blue zone, out of the crease, Pure. Whacks the puck up the boards, takes a funny hop in the corner. Pronger gets the puck, and he clears to center ice to Hall. Working in on Kuchera. Hall trying to get around Kuchera, and he can't. Puck right to the goal! Corson tips it, and McLean makes the save, and then Jelena and Corson do some heavyweight shoving behind the Vancouver net.
What an effort by Brett Hall. One-on-one with Kuchera, and he just simply would not give up. He was able to get the puck on his side of the red line, move in, one-on-one. He puts it in to the left, back to the right, and then just when Kuchera thinks he's going to quit, he reaches out, and McLean had to be alert. Right there, McLean had to be alert and then make another save on Shane Corson, who was moving in, being covered by Jelena. Pretty good defensive play by Jelena, but Corson, still able to get the stick free and get the rebound, and there was Kirk McLean to make the save.
29 seconds remaining in Mike Hudson's penalty, and the faceoff will be deep in the Vancouver end. Remember, the Blues coming into the game with 63 points. The Canucks with 62. So battling for 4th, 5th overall in the Western Conference. And remember, Vancouver has played one more game than the Blues. So this is a very pivotal game beyond the fact that it's the debut in a Blues sweater of Gretzky.
Well, and it sure looks like these two teams could end up meeting in the first round of the playoffs, doesn't it? Chicago wins tonight, so they're going to be very difficult to catch for third in the conference. I don't think anyone will catch them, but these teams are destined, they seem like, to be number 4 and 5.
Russ Courtnall tips the puck deep into the Blues end. He's taken to the boards behind the Blues net. Then Ronning gets the puck. Oh, and Pronger, a nice job to steal it. Hudson back on. Pronger sends the puck behind his net, far side to Kravchuk, up to Noonan, into the middle for Hudson, just out of the penalty box, over the line, trying to get the puck in front to Howardchuk, taken out by Hennigan. And the Canucks have the puck deep in their own end. I guess when it comes to the playoffs, the Blues might owe the Canucks a little something. Walker trying to catch up with a Jelena pass. Sellers! Oh, what a save by Pure to Rob Jelena. At center ice, Gretzky takes a feed from Hall, flips the puck into the corner, goes behind the Vancouver net. Merzen there, nice play, pokes the puck into the near corner. And to center ice, here's Baranek over the red line, on the near wing, poke check by Corson. MacInnis clears, and Merzen shoots the puck in. I'll tell you something, Corson goes to hit Merzen and gets knocked down. Corson has really been something tonight. Now Stoyanov tries to check Corson at the blue line. Merzen, a shot wobbles wide. The puck behind the Blues net. It's centered. Oh, just wide. Far corner. Now Corson and Merzen high sticking out at the blue line. Dan Maruelli stops play. And then Walker goes after Corson. I believe Stoyanov is out there also. And he kind of skates by Corson. Corson has been beyond feisty in this contest here tonight. He'll go to the penalty box. It's the third. 10-10 remaining. Blues 2. Canucks 1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Shane Corson has been one feisty hockey player tonight. He's trying to do everything to get Dana Merzen to drop his gloves. They both end up getting their sticks up. No question that Corson was the aggressor. He chased him all the way from in front of the Blues net, and then Scott Walker joined in as well, and Corson cuffed him, and both Corson and Merzen goes off. Meanwhile, Grant Fuhr, boy, what a story he has been tonight. Pass in front, and Grant Fuhr has to make a tremendous save. That's on Martin Jelena, who came in from the side, and Fuhr has been just spectacular for him, making all kinds of great saves, stopping the deflections, going to his left, his right, using his gloves, his pads. He has just been spectacular.
Corson and Merzen each get 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalties, 9:50 here in the third period. It's been a darn good game, and we're glad that you're still up with us. Blues lead 2-1. Gretzky has scored. That was back in the first. Now a coin, right point, sends the puck behind the Blues net. MacInnis gets it ahead to Hall. He'll tip it out. And Kuchera Hennigan controls back in his own end to a coin. Back to Hennigan. Linden is up front along with Courtnall as we have 4-on-4. Canucks work the puck in. It's played ahead by the Blues to Gretzky. He's up front with Hall. Over the line, a great one fakes, drops the puck for Hall. Hall in front, can't get a shot, loose puck. And the Canucks fail to clear. Right point, Kravchuk. Ahead to Gretzky. Back for Kravchuk, but the puck goes off. Russ Courtnall to center ice. Just over 9 minutes to go in regulation play. Hall takes a pass from Gets knocked down, slides the puck in. Kravchuk leaves it for Howardchuk. And Kravchuk dumped by Linden behind the play. Mogilny steals, comes up ice. Working in on Pronger. Waits for help. Then a pass behind Kuchera. Howardchuk with a puck, clears it out to avoid a hit by Linden. And Hudson touches the puck in over the Vancouver line, but he's offside. And play stopped, 9:03 remaining in the third. 54 seconds to go, and the penalties to Merzen and Corson.
When I saw Wayne Gretzky get the puck at center ice, a 2-on-2 with Brett Hall, I just kind of creeped up to the edge of my seat. And I'll tell you, he makes the shot on Courtnall, and Brett Hall reads it perfectly and ends up with a chance, and a pretty good job by Vancouver coming back and not really allowing Brett Hall to get the shot off. With the tremendous fake, and then Brett Hall reading it, the perfect pass, and Hall nearly put it in. Would have been a big goal as the Blues lead it by 1, 9:03 to go.
Blues with a face-off in their own end. Howardchuk and Tikkanen who wins the draw to the blue line. A shot and a glove save by Fuhr. Let's pause here. 5 seconds for station identification.
No ticket? No problem. We've got Gretzky at home Tuesday only on St. Louis 11.
Right off the face-off, Leaf Rolene, the defenseman, the right defenseman, lets a shot go. And Grant Fuhr picked it up after it went right past the Blues forward. Another good save. He has been fun to watch, hasn't he? Wow.
Talking with him on the bench well before the game. He says, I've got the same thing I always have to say, not much.
And he says that well.
And I said, that's good enough for me, Grant. Nice to see you. Nice to talk with you. Good luck again tonight. Oh, he has been something.
There were a few teammates having a little chat prior to the game. That's a Tikkanen on the Canuck bench before the game.
Puck goes the length of the ice, icing against the Blues. 8:44 to go in the third. Blues 2, Canucks 1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. The Blues will be back home again Tuesday night against Florida. Next Thursday, Calgary. Saturday the 9th, Brendan Shanahan, Kelly Chase, Jeff Brown and the Whalers. And then Anaheim and Detroit later in March. What a month for great hockey at Kiel. The Blues with Wayne Gretzky. Blues have the puck in their own end. Can't clear it out. Hedican keeps it in near point along the near boards. Mogilny slides it behind the net, and Gretzky takes over. Both teams are shorthanded here. The puck ahead to MacInnis. He gets up to the red line, winds her up, fakes her shot, moves in, shoots, and the drive caught by McLean, who flips the puck ahead to Linden. His pass hits Gretzky, and the puck down deep in the Vancouver end. Here's Coyne back behind his net. Merzen and Corson are back on. Canucks come to center ice. Adrian off Coyne. Near boards for Trevor Linden. He'll flip the puck in, and Igor Kravchuk has it over to Corson. Nice move around Courtnall. Then Linden slows up Corson. Kravchuk gets the puck to Pearson, and his pass at the red line intercepted by Russ Courtnall. He skates with the puck, moves all the way back into his own end, flips it over to Rolene. Nicely ahead to Mogilny, but he's unable to get around fellow countryman Igor Kravchuk. Here's Kravchuk leading the rush ahead for Corson. Stopped at the defense by Rolene. Then the Blues work in and the play offside. The Blues offside at the Vancouver blue line. Blues up by a goal. 7:33 in regulation play, and let's go to Rob Ramage.
Well, Ken, on the Canucks' last power play, we didn't see Wayne Gretzky out there killing. Mike Keenan opting to go with Brett Hall, Shane Corson, Brian Noonan, Dale Howardchuk up front. Wayne's logged a lot more ice time tonight than he's used to, so Mike Keenan being a little bit judicious with his ice time thus far. Let's go back upstairs to you.
All right, Rob, thank you. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone. Hudson is out there with Noonan and Mateau, Pronger and Kravchuk. Blues control at center ice. Kravchuk shoots the puck in. McLean behind the net, feeds it up the near boards. Noonan slaps it behind the Canucks goal again. Rolene, far wing for Walker. On with Stoyanov and Baranik. Up to Stoyanov. He'll shoot the puck in. Blues up 2-1. Kravchuk back. Intercepting Baranik in front to Walker. Shot saved. Oh, the rebound stopped as Stoyanov had a whack at it. Stoyanov in the corner, steers the puck behind the Blues net. Kravchuk there, clears it up the boards, off the glove of Walker to Rolene, now to Scott Walker. He feeds behind the net, Pronger there, clears up the boards. Kuchera. Brian Noonan feeds it ahead, and the puck deflects through center ice. Rolene will go back in his own end, but he lets McLean play it. Both teams changing up to Kuchera, now to Stoyanov. He'll flip the puck deep behind the Blues net where Barron takes over. 6:33 to go. Barron's pass too far for Hall, and here's Merzen back deep in his own end. Merzen feeds up the right side. Russ Gordon off the Vancouver line. A pass ahead. Gretzky back to knock it away. Then Barron with a puck clears it out. Lume at center ice for Vancouver. Right in front of his bench, leaves the puck for Russ Courtnall. Now to Merzen. Merzen works into the offensive zone. Drops it for Jelena. Shot wide off MacInnis. Far point Lume. Very aggressively into the corner. Now comes the puck. Can't get a shot, but Jelena does. And Pure on the ice has the puck smothered. And play is stopped with 6 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third. And Grant Pure tonight has been, well, better than he usually is, and most nights he's fantastic.
This time it's Jyrki Lume, the defenseman. He's able to carry the puck in front, and the puck eventually gets underneath Grant Pure. He makes one save with his right arm and then is able to cover up. Lume doing a good job, but Gretzky knocked the puck off the stick. And there is Martin Jelena, who's had an excellent game for the Vancouver Canucks. He was there on the back end, but Pure was there as well to make the save.
2-1 Blues. MacInnis and Gretzky scoring in the first period. Mogilny got his 50th in the second period for Vancouver. Kravchuk up the far wing in his own end to Hudson. Now to Howard Chuck. Out at center ice to Pearson. He'll whack it in from his side of center. Could be icing, but Howard Chuck gets to the puck first. Then Rolene takes him out. Up to Mogilny at center ice for Tikkanen. Flying up the near left wing at the blue line. A shot. Kicked out by Pure. Kravchuk. A pass ahead out of Hudson's reach, and the puck shot in by Rolene. Here's Pronger behind his net. Up the far boards to Kravchuk. Now to Pearson. Stopped at center ice by Rolene and over the line. His pass knocked down by Pronger. The puck goes to the corner. Pronger is there. Has trouble getting around Mogilny and then does. To Kravchuk. He loses it. Puck behind the Blues. No! And Ronning trying to come in front. Matteau knocks it away. Mogilny! Alexander Mogilny with a second effort. After Ronning has stopped, a quick snapshot by Grant Pure. And that ties it at 2 with 5:14 to go in the third period.
Well, Alexander Mogilny so dangerous, you have to try and pick him up. Pronger was there, and then he just couldn't stay with him. Actually, Pronger gave him a little bit of a push, and that elevated Mogilny out. The initial save by Grant Pure, that's on Cliff Ronning, who tries to stuff it in. The Blues lose control of it, and Mogilny just pick it up, and he'll just spin in a quick wrist shot. Boy, what a shot. He beats Grant Pure to the far side to tie this game at 2 goals apiece. But, Kenny, in the last 5-6 minutes or so, the Blues have been guilty of not being able to clear their zone. They've had it a couple of times. They've struggled to get it out of their zone, even there. Pronger, the puck bouncing and rolling a little bit. Kravchuk just prior to that had trouble handling it and getting the puck away from the net. Vancouver has been working hard to try and come back and tie this game, and Mogilny is 51st of the year, second of the night, ties it at 2.
14:46 the time of the goal. Tikkanen and Ronning assisting. So the spotlight has been on 99, but to a degree 89 has stolen the show. Everybody waiting for Gretzky tonight, but Mogilny has scored twice, and it's 2-2. Play at center ice. Creighton shoots the puck in for the Blues. McLean leaves it behind the Canucks net for Kuchera. Into the corner. Now up at center ice. Here's Walker on with Dowd and Baranik, but Matteau back to intercept. He's knocked down, pokes the puck ahead. MacInnis to the red line, over the Vancouver line. Quick shot, the save made by McLean. Radisek Kuchera takes the puck behind the net. 14:46, Mogilny ties it. We're in the third. It's center ice, Dowd. Long shot, and Pure turns it to the corner. Both clubs are changing. Now to Corson. From Barron, back to Barron at center ice. He'll flip the puck into the Vancouver end. Lume at his own line to Corson at the red line. Joan off the near side into the blue zone. Taken out by Pronger. Loose puck for Linden. And Hull is there to clear the puck over the glass and into the crowd. 4 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the third. The Blues and the Canucks are tied at 2. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. And save 50% off brake shoes and pads at your neighborhood CarX muffler and brake shop. Then spend the money you save on tickets to see Wayne Gretzky and the Blues at Kiel. Don't worry. Call the CarX man. Face off in the Blues zone. They win the draw. Kravchuk behind the net up the far side. Corson tips the puck out, goes after it. But Merzen beats him to it, sends the puck high in the air. Glove down in his own zone by Pronger. He flips the puck ahead to Hall. He'll chop it out. Here's Corson at center ice, into the middle, knocked away, loose puck. Jelena tries to work in, and a bouncing puck gets away. Hull steers the puck into the Vancouver zone. Merzen plays it off the near boards to Jelena, who circles at his line. Nice speed to Lume as Hull almost intercepts. Lume works in around Gretzky, feeds right to the goal. Pronger knocks the puck behind the net and knocks the Canuck player into the boards. Linden, nice play by Pronger. Then Kravchuk to Corson to Hall, and the puck knocked away at the Vancouver defense. Loose puck, Blues have it. Pronger ahead off the glove of Hull at the red line. Then Corson a pass, intercepted. Jelena cannot spring Rolene loose, and the team's changing. Here's Kravchuk, or I should say Howardchuk, at center ice, shooting the puck in. McLean leaves it near his net for Merzen, playing it off the near boards. MacInnis at the point, keeps it in, sends the puck behind the net again, cleared by McLean to the corner to Merzen. Up the boards for Tikkanen. He gives the puck to Ronnie through center ice. Ronnie over the line, and he's taken to the boards by MacInnis. Loose puck in the near corner. Here's Barrett. He gets hit, kicks it ahead to Hudson. He gets it ahead to Pearson. He cannot get around Rolene, and a loose puck for Mogilny. It's 2-2 late in the third. In the corner, it's Ronnie, now to Mogilny behind the Blues net. Checked by MacInnis, and Howardchuk can't clear it out. Gets it back from Rolene and flips the puck to center ice. Played into the Vancouver end. Howardchuk tips it to Hudson. Hudson centered. Pearson a shot. Blocked by Hennigan. 2:20 to go. Behind the net to Hudson. Far corner for Creighton. Creighton now trying to get around Ronnie. Creighton behind the Vancouver Canuck net. Creighton trying to come in front. And a backhand shot as he's well covered wide. Pronger moves in. Feeds behind the net to Creighton. He and Rolene bump. Puck into the near corner. Here's Adam Creighton centering off Hudson's skate. And Rolene lifts the puck to center ice, and Pronger has it. He'll shoot it back in offside as Creighton touches it. And play stopped with 1:53 to go in the third period. And the Blues and Canucks are tied at 2. Well, MacInnis scored first in the first period, 13:40, a power play goal. Gretzky is first with the Blues at 16:24 to make it 2-0. But Mogilny has come back with a second period power play goal and his 51st goal of the season here in the third to tie it. Our goal scoring recap brought to you by your Midwest GMC truck dealers, Bellman, Bomarito, and Brooklyn GMC.
Well, Cliff Ronning is small, but he is tough. A tremendous hit by Al MacInnis, and Ronning right back up on his skates.
Pronger shoots the puck in. Canucks cannot clear. Zezel checked along the boards. Noonan puts the puck to Mateau behind the net. He and Kuchera battle. Now in the far corner to Noonan. In front, Mateau! He can't get a shot on goal. Here's Kuchera behind his net. Noonan steals, and a pass rejected, trying to get it in front. Noonan into the corner, knocked down by Kuchera. 1:24 to go. 2-2, third period. Noonan battling off Coyne. Boy, Zezel, Noonan, and Mateau doing a great job in the offensive zone. Zezel in the corner, bumped by Kuchera. Off Coyne. Can't make a play. Noonan in front, and a shot deflects wide of the Vancouver Canucks. And they cannot shoot the puck out. Loose puck. Walker picks it up, works in. Slowed up by Kravchuk. And the puck right to Pure, who smothers it. And the action comes to an abrupt stoppage with 1 minute, 1 second to go in regulation. And the Blues and Canucks are tied at 2.
Scott Walker trying to move the puck ahead of Igor Kravchuk. Boy, this is just a good defensive play by Kravchuk. He forgets about the puck. He's got perfect position on the man, and he just takes Walker out of the play and lets Grant Fuhr cover up on the puck. I'm sorry, Ken. Last two Blues shifts, good job of forechecking, something that they haven't had for a period and a half or so.
Here's the face-off near Fuhr, Corson, and Linden. Linden out with Courtnall and Jelena. Merzen at the left point. Lume is at the right point. And they draw one by Linden to Merzen. A shot deflected by Jelena right on. And Fuhr smothers the puck at the edge of the crease. And play stopped with 57 and 6/10 seconds remaining. Hey, Blues fans, remember, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you enjoy the game. So always reach for smooth Busch beer and easy drinking Busch Light. Last minute of the third period. The Blues and the Canucks tied at 2. Face off in the Blues' end. MacInnis slaps the puck behind the net. Barron takes it under pressure from Linden. Barron kicks the puck behind the net. Courtnall has it. He centers. Oh! Right at the post. Fuhr shuts the door. Then Gretzky with a puck. He's checked by Jelena. Gets it ahead. Corson gets it out. Corson in front of his bench. Flips the puck ahead to Hall. Hall ahead for Gretzky, just out of his reach. Here's Merzen in his own end for Vancouver. Half a minute to go in the third. Clearing to center ice, and MacInnis rockets the puck in around far side. Lume in the corner. Sends the puck behind his net up the near boards, and Jelena tips it to center ice. Here's MacInnis. Winding up, firing it right back in, wide of the net, right in front. And McLean plays it easily. 14 seconds remaining. Merzen up the far wing to Courtnall. Leading the rush for Vancouver over the red line. 8 seconds to go over the blue line. A shot. Doing the save. And a rebound cleared by Kravchuk. The puck centered to the crease by Jelena. And with a minute and 7/10 seconds remaining, Fuhr smothers the puck to stop play. We're down to 1.7 seconds to go in regulation action.
Well, the difference in this game has been the goaltending of Grant Fuhr. The last chance, Russ Courtnall, the quick wrist shot, the puck bouncing and rolling around, and then again right at the side of the net. There was Courtnall again, but Grant Fuhr covers up on the loose puck. 1.7 seconds to go. Face-off will be to the right of goaltender Grant Fuhr, and what Mike Keenan has done on these last face-offs, he's been using Shane Corson quite a bit to take the draw. Trevor Linden have been out there against Gretzky most of the night. Linden winning the majority of the face-offs.
2-2 the score. Vancouver has already played 19 overtime games. They are 1-4-14 in overtime. The Blues are 1-1-11 in overtime. McLean is over at the Vancouver bench. There's no way the Blues can score into the empty net with under 2 seconds to go. The face-off will be in the circle to Grant Fuhr's right, and virtually everybody lines up in front of the net with the exception of Corson, who will take the face-off with Tikkanen. And then Aucoin lines up along the boards, and now Mogilny comes back behind Tikkanen, and he and Tikkanen discussing where Mogilny should stand. So we're ready for the face-off.
Yeah, you got to watch Tikkanen just taking the shot right off the face-off.
Corson has to block that opportunity. 1.7 seconds to go. They're ready to drop the puck between Corson and Tikkanen. 2-2 here in Vancouver. They drop the puck. Corson ties up Tikkanen. Here's a shot by Aucoin wide, and that is the end of the third period. Shots in the third period. Vancouver 13, the Blues 9, and the Canucks tonight so far out shooting the Blues 34-21. Well, you say you can't follow the Blues on the road, but you can stay on top of your game always with a Post Dispatch. Call 340-8888 and have the Post delivered to your home. MacInnis and Gretzky have scored for the Blues. Mogilny has a pair for the Canucks. 2-2 headed to overtime. And this is St. Louis Blues hockey. The puck dropped at center ice. MacInnis gets it, fires it in, and the Canucks take over. We're in overtime. Merzen far wing for Russ Courtnall, working in on Barron. Now to the circle to Linden, and that shot deflects wide of Fuhr. Trevor Linden with an opportunity in overtime. MacInnis clears the puck out. Merzen at his own line, ahead for Linden. Linden into the blue zone, left wing to Jelena, and play stopped. It's offside. Vancouver offside at the St. Louis blue line. 31 seconds into the 5-minute sudden death overtime period. The only goal in the third period with 5:14 remaining. Mogilny's second of the night, 51st of the season from Ronning and Tikkanen. The shots in regulation, the Blues 21, the Canucks 34. The third period summary brought to you by Hardee's, where it's always fresh from the kitchen. Well, each of these teams, as we mentioned, one win in overtime. The Blues have one loss. The Canucks have lost 4 times in overtime this season. Ronning sends the puck into the corner in the Blues end. Pronger fires it around far side off O'Coin to center ice. Then it's played by Mogilny off a body to Ronning. He'll backhand it in, and here's Hudson back behind his net, taking a hit from Tikkanen up the boards for Pearson. He almost loses the puck, but then clears to center ice. O'Coin has trouble. Then a battle along the near boards. Pearson back in his own end to Pronger, over to Kravchuk, up the left wing to Hudson. Then a pass for Pearson, but out over the blue line, brought in offside. And we played a minute 5 of overtime. The Blues and the Canucks are tied at 2, and the Blues are going to change players.
And less than 3 weeks until the trade deadline, March 20th to be exact. MacInnis saying today he's still looking to make a couple of more deals yet if he possibly can. He's got a few ideas in mind that he thinks would help this team get ready for the playoffs, as he put it.
Well, he's going to get bored here with nothing to do after all the work on the Gretzky trade, so he'll want to be active. Mike Keenan joins us on our flagship radio station, KMOX, in the 6 to 7 hour tomorrow night, and Wayne Gretzky will join us also, and of course our Blues open line. Here are the Canucks, Tikkanen over the line, far wing to down, a shot, and that's wide of the mark. Now on the near side, Tikkanen a draw, for the save. Dowd was right there, but harassed by MacInnis. Vitola center ice, shoots the puck ahead on the near wing, and Creighton beaten to it by Hedican. Now it's center ice, MacInnis. He works in over the line, flips the puck into the near corner, and Brett Hedican takes over. Banks the puck behind his net, far corner to Rolene. Ahead to Mogilny. Now to Tikkanen at the red line. Tikkanen for Vancouver over the blue line. Stops in front for Dowd, and he can't keep his stick right onto the puck, and he's taken out in the corner by MacInnis. Gretzky there. Now in front, Tikkanen and Barron slashing each other, so Dan Maruelli stops play, and the linesmen separate. Essa Tikkanen of Vancouver and Murray Barron of the Blues.
That was a 45-second battle between Tikkanen and Barron. It started the last time Vancouver had the puck in the zone. Barron and Tikkanen, boy, they really went at it this shift. Talk about two competitive guys. Tikkanen's not afraid to give a little back either. That's the Tikkanen. Boy, he's played well for this Vancouver team. His last opportunity, Grant Fuhrer was able to make the save. Dowd was right there, and Grant Fuhrer doing a good job controlling the rebound to the corner.
Barron and Tikkanen each get 2 for slashing at 1:55 of overtime. So now we have 4-on-4, a little open ice. Gretzky and Hall are out there against Courtnall and Linden up front. From the face-off, an opportunity, and the shot wide by Lume. Puck kept into the corner. Linden tied up by Pronger. Here's Kravchuk up the far side for Hall. Outlet to Gretzky at the red line on the near right wing over the blue line. Gretzky with a puck. Has it at the blue line. Near side for Hall. Back for Gretzky. Tipped away. McLean wanders to the corner with a puck. Bangs it off the glass. Pronger, a good job to keep it in. Off the glove of Lume. Hall in the corner looking for Gretzky. Gretzky has gone to the bench. Hall knocked down, and the Canucks have the puck in their own end. Merzen ahead to Linden. 2-on-2 with Courtnall. On the right wing, Linden stops. Pursued by Pronger. He gives the puck to Lume at the right point. Then to Kuchera, who tips it wide. Near corner. Here's Russ Courtnall. Leaving the puck for Kuchera, who slides it behind the Blues net. And with 2:10 to go in overtime, Pronger feeds up the far left wing boards for Howardchuk. Out over his own line. Howardchuk shoots the puck in, and they wave off icing. Both teams are changing. 2 minutes to go. Kuchera leaves the puck in the near corner. Ronning cuts right in front of his net. Blues 2, Canucks 2. Up the right wing. Adrian Aucoin over the red line. Shoots the puck in. MacInnis takes it. Getting it ahead to Corson. His pass for Howardchuk knocked away, and at the Vancouver blue line, here's Mogilny, who scored both Vancouver goals. He leaves the puck deep in his own end for Merzen. Up the near side, Kuchera to center ice. He'll flip the puck in. A minute and a half remaining in the game. Puck cleared out of the blue zone by MacInnis, racing back in his own territory. Hedican, both teams changing. Brett Hedican stops behind his net. 1:20 to go. Up the far far side, Baranek around Gretzky, cutting in. He'll shoot. You're the save. And Pronger clears the rebound to Noonan in the middle to Gretzky. Gretzky will backhand the puck into the Vancouver end. 1:05 to go. Both teams continue to change. Rolin right in front of his net. Up the near side, Tikkanen coming on. Along with the Blues player, Barron. Blues get the puck in their own end, up to Hull from Pronger, but the puck gets by him at center ice. And the puck deep into the Vancouver end. Blues changing. 50 seconds to go in the game. 2-2. Canucks clear the puck out. Shot back in by Barron. Both teams at full strength. McLean leaves it behind his net for Merzen. Far corner to Lume, up the right wing. Nice play by Corson to tie up Dowd. Barron spins Linden around. Tikkanen works in, slowed up by Hull. And MacInnis with a puck behind his net for the Blues. Off the boards. It comes to Howard Chuck. He gets around Courtnall. A pass ahead too far for Corson, and the puck right to Kirk McLean. 20 seconds to go in overtime. Now to Merzen, up the boards to Courtnall. He can't do anything with it. And Howard Chuck whistles the puck right back in. 11 seconds to go. And here's Lume deep in his own end for Vancouver. It's 2-2. Up to Courtnall. He can't get it out. Hull keeps it in. Courtnall gets it again to Merzen, and he'll clear it into the Blues end, and that'll do it. It is over at GM Place. Wayne Gretzky in his debut with the St. Louis Blues scores as the Blues end up tying this one 2-2. Gretzky and his teammates congratulating Grant Fuhr. A hard-earned point on the road for the Blues. The Blues now under.
Think back to springtime 1984, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The young Edmonton Oilers at the four-time defending champion New York Islanders. Fuhr shut out Mike Bossy, Dennis Potvin and company by the scantest of margins, 1-0. After the Isles won Game 2, Gretzky and company did the rest, dousing the Islanders in 3 straight games at the Northlands Coliseum, 7-2, 7-2, and 5-2 to win their first cup. Gretzky had 2 goals in Game 4 and 2 more in the clinching 5th game. But check the goal scorers for the Oilers in the pivotal 3rd game. Kevin Lowe tied the game at 1. Then Mark Messier's first goal of the night tied it at 2. Glenn Anderson scored to put Edmonton on top for keeps at 3-2. Then it was Paul Coffey who made it 4-2 at the end of 2 periods. Messier's second goal, off the second Charlie Huddy assist of the night, brought it to 5-2 in the early 3rd period and clinched the game. Gretzky's 7 points led the Oilers in their 5-game win over the Islanders, but Yari Curry's 6 were second best on the team. And who was in the pipe for games 4 and 5? Not Fuhr, who was injured, but Andy Mould. Even 12 years ago, Glenn Sather's young Oilers, fresh from the WHA, had a feel for how special they would become.
Is it hard to believe that after just 5 years in the NHL, this team could do this?
Well, not at all, because you can look at the talent and you can see what we've got in this hockey club. It's not that tough a task.
Canadians had a dynasty. Hopefully we're the start of a dynasty.
Dynasty indeed. 4 Stanley Cups in a 5-year span. And the one they won in 1990 without the great one made it 5 and 7 years. Can you imagine how many they would have won if all the players had stayed in Edmonton? A legitimate question, because all 9 names we've mentioned, along with Pat Conacher, had their names on the cup in 1984, and 12 years later are still in the league. Gretzky is still the very good one. Messier is better now with the Rangers, who he strong-armed to the cup 2 years ago, than he was at 23. Fuhr at 21 was acrobatic. Fuhr at 33 is an Iron Man. Paul Coffey with Detroit isn't the scoring machine from the blue line that he once was at the age of 22, but he still gives Detroit opponents something extra to think about. Kevin Lowe with the Rangers, still the consummate defenseman. Mould has played half the games for Dallas, and his goals against average is 1 goal less than it was in 1983-84 with the champs. Anderson is back in Edmonton colors after a stint in Europe, and he still provides that burst down the wing. True, Huddy and Curry have diminished roles, and Conacher is a fringe player, but 12 years later, to have 10 players still in the league is simply amazing. It reminds us how good those Edmonton Oilers really were.
We're real young then and we're real old now. So, and it's kind of nice. We all have special feelings for each other. It's a good team that we put together then. So I could show some of the character and some of the caliber we had at that time.
Thank you, Chris. The addresses and numbers on those Gretzky vintage Oilers. Mark Messier still going strong with the Rangers. Paul Coffey now with the Wings. And Glenn Anderson now back at Edmonton. A long list here. The old champion Oilers dispersed throughout the league, but still productive. Together, they do better than okay.